2, 1. Hey folks, welcome to Bouncing Brains. We are here Tuesday, July 16th, 2019, episode 62. I'm Sean Hatfield.
And I'm Freddy G, I think.
Do you doubt it sometimes? Do you
Yeah.
wake up in the morning like, do I really want to do this?
Yeah. I do. Well, not if I really want to do it, but am I really me? I think I'm me. Even though I don't feel like me.
You know, I've heard arguments from people like man, if I actually thought that I didn't have to be doing this shit, I'd leave in a heartbeat. Which never made sense to me because it's like the only thing that keeps me doing a lot of shit is the idea that if I want to, I can quit.
If I could walk out of my body, I would someday.
That's kind of. I'm gonna call a professional to come seek with you out, or you know what, dude? I'm actually gonna put you on a hold for 3 days.
The fuck?
That sounds kind of suicidal. I don't know.
I just said walk out of my body. I didn't say I would.
Hey, bro, you want to escape your reality, bro? That's all I heard.
Why is that a problem?
Yeah.
Escaping your reality. Hey, bro, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to kill yourself, I think
No, there's a difference between killing yourself and escaping your reality.
Let me tell you this, dude.
You ever smoke a little weed?
I mean,
You
if
escape
Did
your
you just
reality?
ask Leo if he'd ever smoked a little weed?
That's what I'm saying. You
nah,
escape
dude,
your reality.
never, bro.
Again, motherfucker's point is
Hey,
you
bro,
escape your reality.
There's a difference. You're,
Freddie, I
you're
wanna talk to
enhancing
you about-
reality, or you're escaping reality.
Okay, fair point.
Are you running away from your responsibilities?
First of all, motherfucker, I can't run. So the argument, argument,
Metaphorically, bro.
I can't even spell that shit. So the argument is still invalid.
MET. You get write this down.
You
Yeah,
could trip
man.
quickly away from.
Yeah. You trying to turn your face away from your realities, man, from your responsibilities?
Not really, man. But sometimes you just feel like you don't want to be, and then sometimes you wake up, and you feel like you belong here and you have shit to do.
I feel you.
Was a good day.
Yeah. Today was a good day, and in the words of the great Ice Cube.
How do you feel about that whole? I don't know what country they did it on, but there's this country that actually has medically assisted suicides.
Yeah, that's
Canada, Sweden, I think Switzerland.
I think the most recent one was Canada. No, that's what.
I may have been.
Yeah, I saw it on the news about some guy or some transgendered person that wanted to kill themselves or something like that, and they did it through like a medical assisted suicide.
Hey man, I've been saying for a while now, man, if you want to if you're genuine about the whole moral issue on something like not only suicide but take abortion, it's like, okay, well how about this? What if baby's born, you give mom alone like 5 minutes alone with it with a knife. You come back, baby ain't there no more. Well, not a problem. If it's still there, well guess what? Now you got to keep it, bitch. I'm not saying it's the best method in the world, but there's
those
something...
are solely the thoughts of Sean Hatfield and Sean Hatfield.
Oh, yeah,
alone.
yeah. I'll claim that shit, man. What's the same thing with suicide, man? You get a lot of people that are like, man, I've got suicidal thoughts now. I feel
Not really,
bad.
because that's another that's a kid's life.
No,
It's
granted, you're talking a separation there, man. But take it in this sense, man. Like you get people that are like, when they have just the thought of like, maybe I want to end it. Then they start getting that like shame reaction of like, oh, I shouldn't be thinking these thoughts. It's like, no, perfectly fine to think it. It's a matter of whether you're doing it or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you're serious about it, then maybe you should talk to somebody. But if every once in a while you're like, maybe, that's not.
So like us humans,
Yeah.
committing suicide is frowned upon, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
But
I
every
don't frown
time-
upon it.
Every time that Mario and Luigi ran away from them turtles, and you happen to jump and miss the jump on purpose.
Okay, that was a murder, bro. That turtle murdered Mario and Luigi.
Not
That
really,
wasn't a
because
suicide.
he jumped into the hole and he died.
Expecting something else to happen. That's
But
not,
it didn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, the first person to try out the plane and died trying, I bet you he wasn't a suicide. He was really hoping that plane would actually fly up and not crash on the floor and explode.
You got to realize a lot
So
of
it
those.
wasn't suicide.
A lot of those early pilots died going like 15 miles an hour and like 15 feet off the ground. They were probably surprised as fuck when that thing killed them.
Yeah.
We're like,
They-
wow,
they were not-
we learned
And I'm
something.
pretty sure the Wright brothers
Yeah, they
were
were-
not. We're not thinking like.
Oh no, the Wright brothers were different guys that actually copied most of these other previous cats that were trying to fuck with aviation
No, but hold on. They were the first ones to actually pull off a
successfully.
successful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Even that, there were some Italian motherfuckers that were getting. I think the Wrights got the longest distance
Yeah,
of controlled flight.
And they were also able to.
If
to
you look
make-
at like well,
make an actual successcill turn.
what's
Because
his,
before, I think they were only able to fly
Go up,
Yeah.
come down.
up, down, and only in one direction.
I don't know.
So I mean, you got on the plane, motherfucker, and if you're going west, you going west. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess to touch on what Sean was talking about earlier, I mean, I really don't care if someone kills themselves or whatever. If someone dies out there. If I mean, I'll care about the way they died, but in the end, they're better off not in this place.
Something I did want to touch on
Yeah.
now that I'm thinking about something that we didn't get to touch on last time was
Nihilism.
the video game, man.
What video game?
If you could create a video game, what video game would you create? If you could create a video game and money wasn't an object,
You know what I would create, bro?
Yeah.
I would create the ultimate video game, market it as like the ultimate video game,
Uh-huh.
and this as soon as they download this video game or put this disc in their fucking thing,
I need your
it'll fuck up all their shit so they could go outside and fucking get air. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. Video game wise.
Yeah, that's actually
No,
pretty
dude,
smart.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe like an awesome like sex game that you could play on your.
That's already
There's already like a simulated sex game.
yeah. It's
You
called
want to add Skinner boxes to porn? I
Oh,
mean,
yes,
Jesus,
dude.
man. How addictive?
yeah.
you,
It was
should it also have a
was-
needle that injects you with heroin every couple seconds just to make sure you've got that addictive
You know
property
what?
to it?
I didn't think of this, Sean, but that's a good idea. I'm just playing video games. I don't see what the big deal is. Leave me alone.
I would really like a game kind of going along with the lines that you're saying, like a game where,
Yeah.
where you could literally do everything. And by everything, I mean everything. Like create a family, have sex with strangers, hunt animals.
Have you played the Sims games?
No, man, that's not. No.
See, now the Sims fell into a trap
'cause-
because they tried to go too
yeah.
big too fast, and then they had to cut out shit as they went along.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
So,
Yo, that was one game that I fucked with hardcore.
Yeah, I did
Sims.
too.
The Sims.
But the first one,
no, I
my
like
favorite one was the very first Sims on the computer
I like the
that
Sims
you
Park.
could only get that you could only get for the PC.
I like the Sims Park, bro. Sims
Back
Park.
when it was Windows 98.
are you just talking about the Sims game in general?
Like I'm talking about the Sims franchise. I really fucked with that. But my favorite one was the Sims Park, where you create this park,
Yeah, the park.
the
Yeah.
wild parks.
I didn't like that one.
I loved it, bro.
Nah.
Uh,
But you know what game me and my brother and we talked about it off camera, me and Leo, we lost hours and hours upon hours of our childhood
Which
and
one?
we didn't regret it. Age of Empires, bro.
Age of Empire. Oh, that's
Age of
right.
Empires Rise of Rome. Oh my god. And then you got the expansion pack. Dude, homie, what's this?
Sega Genesis.
Sega.
Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, bro.
What the
Yeah,
fuck
bro.
is that?
Fucking weird ass games, bro. Check this shit out.
the movie was weird. The game was weird. Just
Uh,
Mike was weird.
The boss.
First of all, before we continue watching this game, I would like to
There's a
know
little kid there,
the-
bro. Did
the
you see that?
point. Yeah.
He's freeing these. That is so weird, bro. He's like freeing these little kids.
That's fucked up.
Oh man, hey, bro.
And I'm guessing this was before the allegations, right?
When did? Yeah, dude. Sega Genesis was
This
way
was 90?
No, I think. Like, what's the? There's no date on this. Nah, dude. There's no date on it.
I'm just trying to remember when it was Moonwalker came out because the Genesis I want to say was
There was a movie called The Moonwalker.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, Michael Jackson, The Moonwalker.
Yeah. Yeah, look that shit up. Find the trailer. Yeah, man, there were some people doing some weird shit with games.
Dude, you know what game was this shit on Sega, bro?
What?
And I think it was on the Sega Saturn, the Sega that came out after the regular one. Daytona, bro. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
it was called Daytona Beach Racing or Daytona Racing.
Daytona, USA, I think.
Yeah, bro, that fucking game, dude. That fucking game was a shit.
Y'all know there was actually a 3D, like fully 3D racing game on the Genesis, man.
Are you for real?
It's
Came
not
with-
that one?
No, it was Virtua Racer, I think, and it came with a huge fucking cartridge, man, because this thing just needed like all the other extra storage space to get that shit in there.
Holy shit, that actually looks pretty good. Oh, wait, this is a movie.
This
Yeah,
is the
that's the movie.
Moonwalker movie.
I thought it was still the video game.
Of course, he's around little kids.
This is kind of uncomfortable.
Mike, I try to root for you, bro. Try to say that you didn't do this, and then
Yeah.
here you are.
No, I knew he did it.
You keep making this hard when you keep trying to make yourself hard. This is not
Yeah,
it's not
this
good,
is
dog.
not working out.
No, dude. No, was there one video game that you got? I mean, maybe you bought, or maybe your parents bought you that you were like, "Dude, this is fucking trash."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was... I can't remember the name for the life of me. No, I can't remember the name. But yeah, there was a couple that I was like, what?
For me, it was Parappa the Rapper, bro.
You couldn't love Parappa the Rapper?
Fuck no, dude.
Why not?
I
Just all right, is that style of game?
Yeah, that style of game, I was just like, what the fuck do I do? What's the purpose of this fucking game? Like, there's no boss.
Did you ever play that one, dude?
No.
It's a
Sounds familiar, though. For what
It's a dog.
system was
It's
it?
a dog. It was for
Yeah,
the
it's a
PlayStation,
dog,
I think.
it's a rhythm game. It's kind of the precursor to all the Dance Revolution,
You know what?
fucking Guitar
You know what
Hero.
game was bomb too, and it's still played today on arcades, and I think they have it at Peter Piper.
What?
Time Crisis, bro. Did
Oh,
y'all
yeah.
ever play Time
yeah,
Crisis?
Yeah, fuck
Yeah, man.
Fuck yeah, that fucking game. That one and House of the Dead on the Sega Dreamcast.
Bro. Fuck yeah, bro.
Oh fuck that dog. Yeah, I remember that game.
This is trash, dude.
You guys sit in the back.
Fat donut. And then they had like the graphics were weird as fuck, dude. I was just like, dude.
Yeah. And if you have not seen this game, anybody listening to this, go search for Parappa the Rapper.
Let us know. Let us know if you thought it
It
was
had a
trash.
huge fan base, man.
It did, dude. I don't see why. There's a lot of my friends loved it.
The only time I ever played it was the demo that came out with the PS
With the
magazine.
yeah, dude.
With the Onion teaching karate. Punch,
Yeah.
punch, kick.
What the fuck?
Dude, you would get good ass demos. Remember that shit? Whenever you would get a demo, and it would have all these games for it, dude.
Yeah.
That's how I fucked with Tony Hawk, dude. That's how I fucked with all these shooting games for the PS. My parents didn't buy me shit. Just that one fucking magazine with that CD.
Dude,
Yeah.
I was just listening to somebody talk about that the other day where it's like, dude, back in the day when you got a demo for a game, it was like an entire level of a game as opposed to like this weird little, like, got a backup pin.
Yeah.
Fucking producer over here dropping shit. But yeah, dude, Siphon Filter, the original game. I remember
Oh.
getting that demo
that
like
game was a shit.
probably like almost 9 months before or maybe even a year or so before the game even came out. Like they ended up changing the level design a little bit, but it was that first sequence from the game where you come in and they gave you a bunch of this shit to play with. The silenced pistol, the fucking grenades.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, dude. Now that was a hell of a fucking game that doesn't get much love. I mean, granted, they fucked up the series with the later installments, but
Yeah.
still.
Dude, also Half-Life, bro, on the computer.
Mhm.
Nah, dude, I didn't.
Fucking shit. That game was a shit.
I fucked with WoW, dude.
Who?
World of Warcraft. Bro, that shit
Nah, I didn't.
took up most of my
I
life.
played it once or twice, and I was like, eh.
I don't know, dude.
I get the appeal, man, but yeah, that whole like let's force people into kind of weird scenarios where you got to team up with other people.
I liked it, dude. It was in a way it was kind of like it helped me like with social skills, socially wise, like talking to people.
In a fucking game?
Yeah, dude, because you're supposed to talk to them.
You got to coordinate your actions
Yeah.
too.
you got to know, and then you also have to like. I mean, there's a bit of camaraderie, dude. Like whenever you join up on a guild, dude, and you're about to go.
Isn't it easier to just fucking play Call of Duty online? Hey,
If you-
motherfucker, watch your 6 o'clock. Go left. No, turn around. It's the other side.
I mean, but at the time, dude, there was no Call of Duty when I was.
Oh,
when I
you're
was,
okay.
Like,
I got you.
when I
So
was
you were
playing
talking.
this-
I got you.
Yeah, dude.
That makes sense.
I mean, later on, like when I was still playing it in the Navy and stuff like that, there was like Call of Duty and stuff. But I was just into like World of Warcraft, the whole fantasy characters of it. And then there's also like two major fractions for it. Like you got like your elves and you're like all these pretty characters, elves, these like all knights and all this other bullshit. And then you have like these fucking nasty looking fucking warlock, like goblin motherfuckers that like.
Trying to remember, it's what, Horde and Alliance.
Yeah, fuck the Alliance.
Urukai forever, bitch.
Yeah, man. We used to, but that one game, the Age of Empires. Me and my brother, with our two neighbors. I'll never forget our two neighbors, Freddy, and Fabian. They were brothers, and we used to set up like 6 computers and shit, and create a network, and we would play, dude. We would start playing like at 7 o'clock in the afternoon, and we would play like till 6 o'clock
You
in
guys
the
have
morning.
like
Dude.
straight up LAN parties, bro.
Yeah,
dude.
bro.
You know,
Like that shit was crazy.
you know what game I would go hardcore like that for, bro? Halo, dude. You ever
I
played
never.
Halo?
I played Halo, but I never got into it like that.
Fucking loved Halo, dude.
Now, seriously, maybe it was just the time that it was coming out because nobody else was offering the experience. But I know a lot of people who don't like Halo,
Yeah.
but they fucking played it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was one of them. Now, and the other game that was like that, but you go back older, and that again, me and my brother got hooked on it, was 007 GoldenEye for the Nintendo 64.
Oh,
Dude, you would hook up the 4. Yeah,
the
dude.
multiplayer alone.
Fuck yeah,
Oh,
bro.
dude.
Yeah.
I still
Me-
say the best multiplayer experience got to be Time
Me-
Splitters, man.
Me and my brother got in so much trouble because of that game. Because we broke so many controllers, bro. Because I kept killing him, he kept killing me, and he would fucking throw the controller at me, bro.
Is this your little brother?
Yeah, my younger brother.
Oh, bro. Did you whoop his ass?
Yeah, dude. With the controller, that's what we broke
No,
it.
I meant in the game, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You whooped his
Yeah,
ass
bro.
after in real life, too.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
Oh, dude. It was like
Oh,
that-
you know what piece of shit game fucking sucked?
what game?
Now
dude?
that I remember, and my dad was so, I feel bad now, but I like because he was happy to get it for me and shit. Was Jurassic Park, dude. Fuck that stupid ass game. Fuck it in his greaseball ass.
What console? For what console?
It was for Super Nintendo and it was for the Sega Genesis, and they both suck balls.
Nah, I never played it, bro.
It sucks, dude. Don't even waste your time.
Like, what console, dude? If any console, which console do you feel like the most attachment to out of all?
Super Nintendo.
The Super
by far.
Nintendo?
It's a tie between the Super Nintendo and the Nintendo. Till this, I still have the fucking Nintendo Mini, bro.
And why is that? Just because of like the nostalgia that comes from the Super Nintendo?
That and the simplicity of the game, and how even though the games are so simple,
Yeah.
but they're so fucking entertaining, bro. I just finished Super Mario Brothers again, the whole thing.
Yeah.
But what's pissing me off is that I'm at 99%. I can't figure out how to get that fucking 100, and I already passed everything. So I don't know what the fuck the
Forgot
problem is.
one hidden block
Yeah,
somewhere.
I don't know where the fuck, and I already went back in the whole fucking world, and I can't find anything.
Nah, what about you, Sean? What game? What game console was like? Was your game console?
I wouldn't say I was a Sega fanboy, man, but the Genesis and the Dreamcast hold a special place for me, man. The Dreamcast was the first system.
Hey,
I
and
ever
you
went out.
had those? You owned them?
I remember 1999, man. I went out with I had been saving up money for like a fucking year and a half because I knew the Dreamcast was coming. I'm like, I'm gonna go get this motherfucker, and then it died so quickly.
But it wasn't that bad, man. I could name you some games that I enjoyed on the Dreamcast.
Oh yeah, I had some great games, man.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
Dude.
And the other... Oh, and Sonic, bro. Sonic the
Did
Hedgehog.
you guys ever play that weird? It was this weird game where this knight had died and he came back to life, and he had like no eye or one eye or something like that.
Medieval. They're gonna do a remake.
Oh, dude, that game, bro, for the Sega Genesis or for the Dreamcast was.
Is there any game that you played and it scared the shit out of you, but you couldn't stop playing it?
Yeah, dude.
Splatterhouse 3.
I don't even know what the fuck that is. Can you Google that?
Yeah, dude. Let me Google that.
Oh, if you see it, you're gonna be like, you were a pussy. But nah, man. Middle of the night, fucking little 10-year-old me, man. That fuck with me because you're
Splatterhouse. Which one?
you're basically it's just called Splatterhouse 3.
There.
Because you're basically this dude in a Jason mask trying to save your girlfriend from a demon, and like if you don't, there are various parts in the game where if you don't get to the level fast enough, like they'll show you like the demon slowly like possessing your girlfriend, and the
Holy
sound
shit,
effects.
that's fucking crazy.
I don't know if you can get
This
the
is guy
sound.
jerking off in the corner, dude. Look at shit.
I don't know if you can get sound on this, man, but it had a wicked fucking soundtrack.
I can't. Let me just see.
The original Splatterhouse was a badass arcade game. If you ever come across it,
We won't get pulled off, will we?
I don't think this is coming out on the audio. It might be. I'll just edit it out. But yeah, that real jarring, like off-putting music to it. It's got a lot of like what is it? Dissonance.
Yeah, it sounds like the soundtrack to.
Dude, you get shit like that, man. Where the fucking
His head fell off and he's
Yeah,
still fighting him, dude.
yeah.
It sounds like the soundtrack to Suspiria.
There's actually I believe a boss fight in the original game where it's just like this giant fucking like scarecrow with 2 chainsaws for hands, and you're fighting him in a graveyard and shit. It's
Fuck,
it's some freaky
dude.
shit, man.
I mean, I
The
don't think
one-
it's, I don't
the
think this
one
is, I
that-
think this is just a weird ass game, dude.
The one that
they
did it
tried
for-
to remake this and they did a horrible fucking job with it.
Fuck.
The one that scared the shit out of me was Castlevania.
Castlevania?
That I refuse. I like playing it.
Yeah.
But I would only play it in the mornings. I would not fuck with it at night.
Nah, I would get scared of the Soul Reaper games. Dude, those were fucking scary games, dude.
Dude, you want to talk about a game where the original Soul Reaver on not Legacy of Kain. Legacy of Kain's a badass little
Legacy of
RPG.
Yeah, dude.
But Soul Reaver, the 3D one where you play as Raziel, where the like his whole like I think his jaw is missing, so
Yeah.
he's just got like a cloak around it.
That
man.
first one, was it that first one?
that was the
Legacy-
first 3D one. Legacy of Kain was on the PlayStation, but it was
Yeah.
a top-down like isometric RPG.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
the one I'm talking about, dude. Especially when he flung out his wings, dude. I was like, dude, I hate this game, but I can't stop playing it. Like, I would get straight up nightmares playing this game, dude.
Now this is Soul Reaver.
This is
or-
the Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver.
Okay, yeah, this is the second game.
Which
That,
one was
uh,
the first one? Was the first one
It's
was
just called Legacy of Kain.
Legacy of Kain?
Yeah.
Ve Victus. That's what he'd say every time you like slay some fucking dude and then drink his blood.
And my
Yeah.
my favorite war game to today, dude. Fuck Call of Duty and all that shit. And it's an old ass game. 1942, bro.
1942.
You
That
talking about Battlefield?
fuck yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Did you ever play that on the PC?
I never got a chance to do the massive multiplayer one. I heard that
Yes,
one was
dude.
the shit.
It was a shit because like there was an option, there was a game mode there where you go and you choose the country that you want to be, right? And then you go and you battle one other country. But the cool thing about it is that if you fucked with the country enough, like there was other like in that mode there was other countries like around, and if you happen to mistakenly like bomb somebody else, like you would start war with another country. So what me and my brother would do was intentionally, we would start a world war every time. Fuck with every country, bro.
We're going down. You're all going down.
Yeah, man. I used to love fucking with Japan, bro, because they had the strongest. They always had the strongest military.
Yeah.
So we would do, and like for the time of that game, dude, the graphics were like very decent. So the graphics and the sound and shit. So we would put that on the little cheap ass surround speakers that we had, and like you would hear everything in the background. Like when you would get shot, you had the ability to like call for a medic, and they would go pick you up and shit. and you would just hear it in the background, medic, and they would go pick you up. It was like very detailed.
This is my favorite war game. When I was a
Army
kid.
Man.
Yeah, dude.
I heard good things, man.
It was fucking awesome, dude. Oh man.
Man, there was this one. You want to talk about like demos that like you just introducing you to weird shit. There was this one Japanese game that I don't think ever got localized over here, but you're basically a 12-year-old kid with a remote control, but you're controlling like a giant fucking like Voltron, you know.
What
That
the
sounds familiar.
fuck, dude?
That sounds
What was
familiar.
it called?
What was
I
it called?
don't
It
even
sounds
fucking.
familiar.
I've been looking for it for years, man. I just had the demo disc from PlayStation Magazine where they were like, "Hey, here's a weird one from Japan," and like, it was janky as fuck, man. This is PS1 days, but like, just there was some interesting shit that was going on, man.
And another one, my favorite game still to date, like for the Xbox, the very first console, was Dead to Rights.
That's right.
The first one though. The second and third they killed it, but the first Dead to Rights game was his shit, dude. It took me about 10 hours to complete the whole game.
I'm trying to remember what the name of the series was, man. There was a fighting game where you played as like lycanthropes, where
You play what?
lycanthropes, like werewolves and like
Okay.
basically werebeasts of some kind. It was like not Paws of Fury. That was a different one, but damn it, it's not coming to me. But I think it was the third game in the series, dude, was just one of the funnest fucking fighting games because they got it tight.
That one, dude.
The world isn't enough, dude.
Fuck.
Dude,
yeah.
this
No,
snowboarding game.
GoldenEye, dude. GoldenEye.
No, I had both of them, dude. World
Go-
wasn't enough. GoldenEye.
I think GoldenEye was way better.
All right, if somebody had never played a video game before and you had to show them just a game that was like, let's say, not necessarily your favorite game, but the game that you would go, this is the best representation of what somebody can pull off when they get all the systems right. The story, the graphics, the gameplay. What's your
Ping pong on Atari.
Pong?
Pong.
Pong on it. It's simple as fuck. I'll give you that, man.
Nah,
Dude, there's a reason Tetris still around, man.
If I put that game on and you still turn around and you ask me what you do, I'm gonna slap you. Basically.
Okay, fair enough, man. Fair
I
enough.
forgot what that game was, dude. There was a game recently for.
Talking to the mic, Leo.
There was a game recently for the PS4 that I loved the storyline for it. It was about this guy who lost his daughter mid the start of a zombie apocalypse, and then it catches up with him later on when he's like already older, mid zombie apocalypse.
Left 4 Dead?
Left 4 Dead, dude.
No, wait. Is it? No, Last of Us.
Yeah, The
Sorry,
Last
there
of
you
Us.
go.
That's
yeah,
what
dude,
it's called.
that one I would recommend.
think-
Nobody that played a video game, I would recommend that one because
I've heard that.
everything about that game is just fucking awesome, dude. The storyline, the gameplay, like it's got moments where it's a puzzle game, but then it's also like this action game. It's yeah, dude.
Your favorite open world game and why
Favorite open world game?
of all time?
Oh, Fallout.
Which one?
Fuck, I never
Fallout.
played it.
Probably New Vegas. Fallout New Vegas.
I've never played it, so I don't
You've
know.
never played Fallout New Vegas? Dude,
I heard of it. I heard about. There's 3 of them, right?
There's one,
I've
two,
heard
one
of-
and 2. I think were console or computer games, and then 3 and new. There was 3, and then part 3 was in the desert, and that one was like a console game. But then there was New Vegas. New Vegas was another desert themed Fallout, but that one was typically around like Las Vegas and the area there. And then part 4 took place in New England.
Still haven't gotten around to playing that one, but
Part
I've heard good things and
And
horrible things.
It's-
yours?
Oh, that one's easy, man. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
oh
Really?
Dude, that's the
San
only
Andreas out of all of them?
dude.
Fuck yeah, dude.
There was almost nothing you couldn't do in that game. Like that was the first one that just kind of went, go ahead. Like all right, part 4 was
Nah, I didn't like part 4.
I did.
I could have did away with
I liked it better when
The-
I wasn't
the
able to see the
sto-
hookers that I was fucking.
You just wanted that car rocking motion.
Yeah, I just wanted that car rocking.
No, I was the other way around. I was like, I want to see what's going on inside.
Dude, part 5, I think, is where they added the first person perspective. You can basically just sit there and watch the hooker go down on you.
Yeah.
On your character.
I forgot which one did they introduce, the drug use, where you could do drugs and feel like your character would get fucked up for a bit.
Oh, that was way on Vice City, bro.
Yeah.
Vice City started doing that.
Were you sure?
Yeah, with Tommy.
No.
I remember because you could go into the bar
Yeah.
and take a shot, and you would get. And then there's actually a fucking.
No, but there was no drug use.
Yeah.
You would take a pill and go through a rage.
Yeah.
Oh, no joke.
Yeah.
I remember that shit. And then the other one, San Andreas, there's one where remember where they're burning the fucking the marijuana field,
Yeah.
and you're trying to fly in the fucking helicopter and you're high as shit with the Jamaican brother. Yeah, man, everything shaking and shit.
Dude, you get to the later part of that game and they're like, "Oh, hey, by the way, we need you to steal a Harrier jet." I was just like, "You've done it. I'm hooked." That's the only one I've ever like replayed multiple times. I still have the Xbox version.
This guy right here, Devontae Green, has a Grand Theft Auto cheat code tattooed on his arm, bro. That's how much he loves that game, dude.
Nice.
Fuck.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. And it's a legit cheat code, bro. This is for the unlimited weapons, unlimited health, like the God cheat code.
That is fucking.
That was
crazy.
the cool thing about the older game. I don't know if you can still do that with like 4 had it.
Four had it and 5 had it.
5 does
had
have
it. Yeah, 5. You pull out the cell phone and you put the cheat code in the cell phone.
That's right. Well, that's how they did it in 4 too. Was you
Yeah.
call it in and they'd give you. Dude, you want to talk about one of the reasons I do have genuine love for 4, not necessarily the base game, but the DLC, man.
Yeah. You know what my favorite fucking thing to do on 5 was 5. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure you could do it on the other one, but you could get the cheat code to get the decked out war helicopter.
Oh, fuck.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, dude.
So I would go, but this was my favorite thing to do, and I figured it out by accident. Like I would get it, I would get in that bitch and fly it, and it had like the fucking like the fucking the revolving pistols and shit.
Right.
So I would fly all the way across town to the FBI building, bro, and I would just blow out one window, and all hell would break loose.
Yeah,
Like, you
man.
got the fucking, and then they were following you with choppers and shit, and
Dude, on
Yeah.
4 where it's like they don't really give you that invisible wall. They're just like, hey man, this bridge is closed off. You can try if you want to.
yeah,
At least I think it was 4 that let you do that, where you could like I think you ram your car into the barricade and it throws you past the cops, and then you got to get up and start immediately running.
yeah.
But dude,
That game was good too, man.
Lost in the Damned, that fucking the mechanic they had for riding in the like a full I forget, don't know the proper word, but like a formation with the bikers where you're just all like riding as a crew.
Yeah,
Like the way they kind of tweaked the bike mechanics on that, where it was almost you could feel that your character was a better rider because
yeah,
it kind of gave you a little bit of a help when going around corners, so you didn't just throw yourself over the edge. Like that was fun as fuck.
Yeah.
But dude, best vehicle I think they've put in any of the games was the little mini personal attack helicopter from the Ballad of Gay Tony, man. Like it had the rocket
Oh,
launcher.
I didn't play that one.
Dude, that one almost encouraged you. It was like
Was it because Tony was gay?
No. It was because
No.
you're basically
Oh, he's asking me.
you're. But did you ever play that one?
Nah. I really
Was it
didn't mess
because
with
Tony
the.
was gay?
No, I really didn't mess with the GTA games because my parents thought they were too like violent. And
Oh,
Oh,
Like-
completely.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, dude, my favorite war game was this Toy Soldiers game. You know.
My
Kind
favorite
of snuck it in there.
my favorite open world game, dude, was Zelda on the Nintendo 64.
Zelda.
And
Wait, Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask?
the first one,
Okay.
whichever one was the first one was. And one of my favorite fucking things to do, and I would spend hours just doing that one thing, dude. I'd like to go fishing. I would spend hours in that fucking pond just fishing.
Gotcha.
And then I would go and sell my fish, and then I go back and like start fishing again. And then the way that you could just run around that shit and just like fuck shit up or go look for money and shit like that. Don't get me wrong, the GTA shit, like when I wanted to kill some motherfuckers, like that was my go-to game. But
Oh, dude, and that's one of the reasons I brought up San Andreas, dude, because I think that was the last one that let you do semi-truck missions, man, where you're
yeah.
like you do like a legitimate mission, then be like, hey, man, this one's a little hot. Don't get caught by the cops. And
Yeah.
then you'd have to like outrun those motherfuckers. And
Yeah.
dude,
man.
you take a sharp mountain road, all of a sudden your trailer just disconnects, goes flying off the fucking ledge.
Yeah.
It's like, God damn it.
And the way I also like the way in GTA 5, the way it had those 3 alternate endings.
Mm.
Like that was a shit too, bro.
Yeah, they could have done a lot more with that whole the multiple protagonists
Well,
thing.
the 6 GTA 6, man, it looks pretty.
They've already got some
there's
trailers up.
trailers out.
I haven't come across that.
Pull it up, man.
Yes, sir.
The trailer for GTA 6, it looks pretty good, man. The cars look fucking nice too.
And I will point this out, man. Like a lot of people, like you were saying, like if I want to kill someone or something like that, like yeah, GTA fucking has like this
That is not GTA.
Vice City motherfucker. I remember me and a couple friends actually pooled our money together. We were like, only one of us has a PlayStation. We're all gonna like pitch in a couple bucks and we're gonna buy this motherfucker as soon as it came out. We just spent a weekend like doing weird shit. Oh fuck, where was it going with this? The base game, the original Grand Theft Auto games, like Grand Theft Auto 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I've still got a copy of 2 sitting around somewhere, man. Like it was basic as fuck, man. I mean, it wasn't impressive at all, but fuck, it was fun.
Yeah.
Just take a flamethrower and like torch a whole fucking like group of people at one time. Go running over the sidewalks, just hearing that little.
You think these like
And
violent
I
video
also
games?
in
Like,
GTA 5
Hmm?
in GTA 5 I love the melee cheat where you put in the cheat and it gives everybody in the city fucking flamethrowers and they just go to war with each other.
Yeah.
But it would piss me off when they would start shooting me and it's like
Nigga, I'm the one that gave you this
Yeah.
power. Yeah, dude. I don't know. Do you see people's arguments on like how these video games could make like kids violent
yeah.
and stuff like that? How
I,
do you,
I agree 1000%. But the same pushback I got on my own argument
yeah.
is like this is why and when you should also get up and be a parent. Like you can't just hand your kid a game
Yeah.
and like leave them like completely unattended like the whole time or whatever,
Yeah.
or let them play for hours when they're not mature enough to like decipher what they're playing and know that it's just a game that they're playing. It's the same argument that people say that like, oh, I don't let my kid listen to rap music because it's a bad influence. It's like, no, motherfucker, like be a parent and help them understand that music is just music
Yeah.
and like that's it. Like you like if you think that your son did something wrong because of like rap music or whatever, I feel you failed as a parent somewhere.
Right.
You know what's weird though? My parents would like shield me from these violent video games and all these games that just had like excess of video games, like excess of violence, excess of sex, excess of all this stuff. And like nowadays, dude, the video games I tend to like lean more towards are like games with like a storyline that doesn't really involve an excess of violence or an excess of like sex or.
I want to point something out, man, because
Yeah.
a lot of people go after GTA for being that excessive, like
Yeah.
just glorification of shit. If a lot of people don't remember, GTA 4, I don't think they did it for 5, which kind of pissed me off because it would have made the game, it would have added a whole nother level to it. But in part 4, you didn't automatically kill somebody when you attacked them. Like they would be lying there on the ground, kind of writhing in agony or like passed out or something. And you could walk up, you could either choose to just leave them the fuck alone and eventually an ambulance would come by and just heal them, or like you could Go over and
You
finish
know-
them.
And murk 'em, bro. Fuck,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. Oh,
You
please!
know,
I was double tapping motherfuckers
It
all
was,
day.
It was. It was.
But
I don't
they
know
gave
if
you
it
the
was-
option. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying,
You
man.
could be a nice guy.
Yeah,
if you
Yeah.
it was
You
like
could.
I don't know if it was GTA 4 or GTA 5 where like if you shot somebody or killed somebody, like the ambulance would come up. It would come and bring them back to life or whatever.
Well, that was the
So-
thing in the origin in like 3 San Andreas, Vice City, and all those. They would just even if you killed the person, like the ambulance would come and revive them. But
So-
in part 4 was the first one that like gave you like they signified that like that person's still alive. They're down. They're not going to get up and try to attack you again, but they're still alive and breathing. You can either walk away from this or
Yeah.
you can be the monster you want to be
Yeah, and what I would do is I would wait
for the ambulance.
for the ambulance to get there, and I would wait for them to get off and try to revive them or whatever. As soon as they got off, I would shoot the ambulance guys.
Yeah, dude. No.
Yeah, and then I would take off.
Okay, see that's another thing.
Yeah.
GTA was also I think even back in part 3, man, you could be an ambulance driver if you wanted to. You could spend
Yeah.
all your time just running taxi
Yeah.
missions, being doing I think they even took a lot of that out of. They still have the vigilante missions in
Yeah.
GTA 5. And I like the way they did that. You actually have to hack into the little computer and look up people and whatnot. Another example I was going to use was Metal Gear Solid, man. Okay, you're talking about a game where you could literally stick a fucking claymore on the back of somebody and blow them the fuck up.
Yeah, dude.
Or you could go through the entire game not killing anybody, which
That-
is, I was asking y'all earlier, what do you think would be the perfect representation? Not necessarily your favorite, but like the one where you would give it like they hit all the marks. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater was one of the most involved and like just well polished games I've ever played. I've never played another game that has like struck me as that solid.
Dude, that whole franchise.
No pun
man.
intended.
Yeah, but that whole franchise, dude, was like was a true test. Like it was kind of like a game changer, and almost with games.
Yeah.
Like after that, those games started coming out. You saw a lot of copycat games like Splinter Cell. There was a few other ones, but they kind of try to do the same thing. The whole sneak. I could sneak somewhere and get away with not killing anybody, but just still pass this mission. And I think I think that's like they should like get an accolade or an award or something, dude.
Well, did you ever play Far Cry 2?
I started playing Far Cry from 3 moving forward.
I think I might have played it. I don't think I owned it.
If you ever get a chance to play Far Cry 2, a lot of people have legitimate beef with that game because it was a completely like Far Cry was done by one studio and then Far Cry 2 was done by a different studio, but the interpretation they took with it was like, all right, we're dropping all this, you're a enhanced superhero type of thing. Like this is going to be straight. You're a mercenary in a fucking war zone. And like, it had like some little shit, like you'd take out checkpoints where the guards would be, and then you'd, fuck off somewhere and come back and there would be more guards, but it gave you that sense of like, oh yeah, there's always going to, like, you're in a war zone. Like somebody's going to notice that these people are dead and re-support them, but you could do things that would limit their ability to respond to you. Like you could take out vehicle depots, I believe. You could take out weapons, weapon and food depots. But Metal Gear Solid 3 was the first one where you could do shit in the early part of that game that would affect them later on. Like you could destroy their ration supplies, so you would get like all the enemies would be distracted and weaker. You could like choke them out and get like support codes and like basically do shit to fuck with them later on to the point. And you could make it harder for yourself too. You could basically piss them off, and then the next level would just be packed full of guards.
No joke.
Doing like, yeah, dude. That's what I'm saying, man. Is like that game felt from the beginning to the end, everything felt connected. Like it was one complete holistic system that like it wasn't just, you could get the basic mechanics down, but then when you started playing around with it, it wasn't one of the, because like a lot of games, GTA, fucking Call of Duty, fucking just all of those, you almost play it with the sense in mind that I'm going to push this game until I break it somewhere, just to know where those boundaries are. You're gonna run into an invisible wall. You're gonna run into fucking, some like little place on the map with a piece sticking out where it's like, oh shit, I can jump up here where I'm not supposed to be and all that. Whereas those games where it almost feels like, oh no, we've thought of all this shit. Like the original Grand Theft Auto 3 or the original 3D one. They realized at some point that their game testers were able to jump up on this ledge on a bridge where they thought nobody would be able to get to. And they were like, fuck it. So they just put a sign up there that said, hey man, you're not supposed to be here. Like it was just the self-awareness of the designers so that they understand just how hard people are going to push these engines and the level layout. And, it's like, can I get all the guards in one place at one time and blow them up with a hand grenade? Is that possible? Because if it is, I'm going to do it. That kind of interests me. Oh, and plus with Far Cry 2, you could set these whole fields of grass on fire and just like cause devastation. The gunfights in that game were great.
Shit, dude.
It was one of those early shooters where your gun would break down.
Yeah.
It would get rusty too if you if you walked into like water and then like didn't clean it or repair it. It would it'd start fucking up on you. The gun would actually blow up in your hands sometimes, and you'd be stuck there without a fucking rifle.
Oh, damn, dude.
Oh, and you had malaria, so you had to keep fucking taking your doses, or he'd like fucking like fall down and start having like a little mini seizure on the fucking battlefield.
Yeah.
Fun game. I still got a copy. That's the only one I still have a copy of too, man.
You guys fuck with Fortnite? No.
Have not had a chance. Played a little PUBG, but not Fortnite.
How do you guys feel about those kinds of games? Like you've played PUBG, which is pretty much the similar
the battle royale
kind of style of game.
It's a great idea, man.
Yeah. How do you? I think what's it called? Was it Fortnite? The new Fortnite Vault, whatever. They're making it in that style. Is that true?
You mean Fallout 76?
Fallout. There you go.
Yeah, they have a death battle royale death match.
I haven't played it, man, but I'm curious to see if that's gonna be like the new style of games that we're gonna start seeing now.
Yeah, because of the virtual reality, I think that's where they're.
I also think it saves them on like a storyline. They don't have to invest too much on a storyline.
But I mean, after a while,
I
I feel like it's gonna be. Like, I've perfect example, dude. I've heard millions and millions of people say that when they bought, it's just an example because it's the first game that comes to mind, but when they bought those Call of Duty games, the first thing they did when they cracked open that game was put it in, got online, and played the online play or whatever.
Yeah.
Me, dude, I got all the Call of Duty games I got. First thing I did was I popped that game open and played. And I played until I finished the campaign. Like the story and the campaign was my biggest thing, dude. I love playing.
I like the original zombies, bro. The first zombies for the Call of Duty Black Ops.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Was that the prison one?
No, it's
I'm gonna take a piss real quick.
It's the one where you and another person or whoever's there. You're inside like a bus station. The first level, the first wave, and then you have to catch this bus, and then you could also just stay there.
Yes, I do remember.
Or
that
you go
one.
to like a farmhouse, and then you go to like it takes you. This bus could take you anywhere, but you could also spawn anywhere.
That was the one where you had one of the levels was the Nazi lab with the transporter.
Yeah.
You had to like prime the transporter and run your ass in there real quick and
zip your way around and stuff.
Oh, I played hours. That's one of those games that I know that they did something right because I played hours and hours of that shit with friends. I never understood what the fuck I was doing. Like it never nothing in that ever went like, oh, this is what I'm supposed. Like it just kind of goes, fuck you, zombies.
Yeah, I think that's just the general consensus is you have to survive these waves like however you can.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But dude, oh man, that was completely bypassed the storyline or the gameplay, even the multiplayer for that game, but just fucked with zombies.
Yeah. the last first-person shooter I actually went out and spent some money on, and I still have it sitting on my shelf. I never gotten past the first maybe 30 minutes of the game. Was Bioshock. What was the name of that shit?
Was it the third one?
Yeah, the one where you're in the floating city.
Yeah. I heard that they
Damn it, the
they
name's not
managed to
coming to me.
like tie in that storyline with all the other ones.
They kind of do. Again, I haven't finished the game. I kind of
Yeah.
spoiled it for myself because a buddy of mine was like, dude, you got to play this. It's got like the best science fiction type of shit. I will say this though. There's the intro to that game is you come up into what essentially looks like a Mormon tabernacle.
Yeah.
And like they're playing, y'all familiar with May the Circle Be Unbroken? It's
Like the old World War, like the old Revolution snake thing.
May the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by.
Oh,
and-
that.
Dude, and they've got a choir singing this shit. I forget what it's called, a choral or something like that.
Yeah.
But damn, dude, it is. There's a little like shallow pond with these candles, and then the fucking like stained glass windows. And granted, I had never got past the first 30 minutes of that game, but multiple times I have gone back just to see that sequence because it's haunting, man. Like it's beautiful too, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, there are things that you can do with video games that are not really possible. Again, take it back to Snake Eater, man. That was one of the first ones that felt like a film.
Yeah.
Like you were invested. Even the original Metal Gear Solid. I remember playing that in front of like my family just to like, you guys gotta watch this. This is like the best fucking spy movie ever.
Dude, God of War, bro.
God of War.
You seen the new one?
No. I played
Yeah.
God of War 3, I think. And it took me 9.5 hours to complete it. But that is one game, and I'm very critical with games that really entertain me. But that is one game that I enjoyed from start to finish. The graphics, I remember it was the first time that I had ever bought a 60-inch plasma TV, and it was brand new. I burned the shit out of that screen with that game, bro. Like that, like it was fucking awesome, dude. Like I said, the graphics, and then the storylines, like you were saying, Sean, like the storylines of like and then people forget that was one of the first games that actually put a real sex scene that you had to play in the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude.
Was that the one with the threesome?
Yeah. The threesome.
To this day, dude, when I'm having sex, I kind of think back on that. Like, fuck, triangle, square. You know? Yeah, dude.
That's some funny shit.
To quote Bernie Mac, stir it like coffee.
Very like, huh? Yeah, man. Fucking God of War 3 was a shit.
A buddy of mine was showing me the first maybe 20 minutes of the new one that just came out, and
What is it called?
it's just called God of War. It's a
But it's
sequel.
not the remastered one, right? Because they put
No. This is the new game where he's basically
Raising
left
a son.
Greece. He's in Scandinavia and he's got a son, and you're going to like throw the ashes of your wife off of this mountain, and the gods start fucking with you. But fuck, it's a beautiful game, man. Like it's just
I haven't played it, but
I
it
missed
looks pretty cool.
I miss my PS4,
Yeah.
man.
Dude, me too, bro. Does your ex-wife have your PS4?
No, I sold it.
Oh, my ex-wife has.
she
my
wasn't
PS4.
getting a hold of it.
Hard times.
Yeah, dude.
Mm.
Laura, I hope you're having fun with that PS4. Or you sold it for
Hey,
some
man,
good, some good. You hope you sold it for good money.
The PS5's coming out too.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to come out next November.
And here I still rocking a
So,
360.
I'm trying to figure out if I should just get another PS4 or if I should just wait.
Hey, they recently. What I heard was that they recently took down the server for the 360, like the one that housed all the people playing online.
Yeah.
They just until like maybe it was like a year or two ago, and they just fucking took it down. But I was surprised. I was like, dude, that you could still play like
Yeah.
And
live.
Well, you realize
Xbox-
the PlayStation, I believe the PlayStation 2 is still being sold in parts of the world. Up until like the early 2000s, the Genesis was still huge in like Brazil,
Are
man.
you for real?
Yeah, man, dude, there's Second Life game systems going on. We're the ones worried about the cutting edge, man. The rest of the world is just like, dude, let me play some Sonic
And
the Hedgehog.
you know how we're the ones worried about the edge and shit, but China has this shit like fucking 5 a year in advance. Like they probably already fucking with the PS5.
Dude, I have a story for you, bro. I went to like this marketplace in Thailand, and when I was there, I was looking for like pirated movies and stuff like that. And
Can you put the mic a little lower because it's kind of disturbing the way you're talking to me.
well, there you go. Is that better? Yeah. Okay.
Kind of looked like you had a dick in your mouth.
Hey, bro. You were the one looking at it. Oh, yeah.
Rubbing it on your
And then
forehead.
yeah.
No, but I went looking for pirated movies. I wasn't really like, my intentions in that market weren't like, hey, let me find pirated movies. But I saw this stand that had movies that were pirated, and I was like, hey, I asked the guy, do you got more? And he was like, yeah, I even have XXXX. And I was like, I knew, like, oh shit, this guy has porn, bro. Like, and I was like, yeah, dude, let me see that weird porn that you
Dude,
got.
he even threw like 2 extra X's on the end of that. Like, God damn.
No, but yeah, he takes me in this alleyway through someone's house. We left their house to go to this other like house looking building, and then he has this big ass fucking like room of just CDs like hanging on like those shoe racks, the ones that you hang on closets or whatever.
Yeah.
Had a whole bunch of these CDs. There was weird. I'm pretty sure that there was like weird snuff movies on there too, because there was like a lot of movies with girls like bondaged up and like guys with guns pointing them at her. Like that was the cover, you know. But he had these fucking weird ass games, and I bought a couple because I had a 360 back on the boat. So I get them, dude, and I take them back and I put them in, and it tells me that this disc is not like compatible. So then I look at it, and it's like X Station, like this game only for X Station. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? They have their own consoles, bro. They make their own little pirated consoles. Everything looked like an Xbox game. Like the way it was, everything looked like an Xbox game. But they had, like, it was a different thing. And apparently, like, they have their own like consoles that they pirated too.
You sure this motherfucker just didn't sell you bunk shit?
You know what, Sean? I haven't thought about it till now. I don't. You could be right.
I don't think so, man, because
You're
like
a good-hearted human being.
To
Leo.
this day, there's people that talk about that there's fucking just Netflix alone. There's categories that you gotta do some shit so that you can actually find it. Like Netflix has hidden categories of like a whole library of movies that are not readily available just if you log on or whatever. But I think that the catch is that if you get if Netflix catches you doing that shit, like here in the US, I think they ban you from Netflix. And I think
From looking up their own categories?
Well, because I don't think
you mean region locked and shit like that?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
that makes sense.
I
Yeah.
think, yeah, man. I want to say.
And there's rumors. I mean, I don't know if you can Google it, but there's rumors that Netflix has like a porn category, but that it's like hidden or whatever.
No, dude, they got softcore porn on there. They actually do. If you look up romances, they're under the romance section.
Romance.
Yeah. And you could tell, dude, like there's softcore. It's softcore porn, but you could tell by the titles. It's like a lover's spread or something like that, or some weird like steamy like. It looks like you're looking at the cover to one of those romance novels.
Ah, Harlequin.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm thinking of this, but I still like the movie Kids.
The movie, yeah, dude. I don't know, man. Right here, bro.
That's one of those movies that gets more and more disturbing the older you get.
This was one of the bootleg consoles there, dude.
That's cool. I wonder what guts it has, though, man.
I don't know, dude. I think they
Because I do remember reading a lot of stuff about them taking like
this is the Playbox. This was another one that we saw around there. Oh no, it's Tumblr. What the fuck, Tumblr?
I'll tell you what though, man. If I had the cash to do it, I would totally go find a Neo Geo, man. Like, I don't know why that, because you can do like a MAME system where you've got all your games on the hard drive and all that
what
shit.
is the latest console that Xbox has? Like that's
Xbox
out right
One.
now?
It's
Yeah.
Xbox One.
I think they've got the superior edition or whatever,
Yeah.
kind of like the PS4 Pro, but I'm not sure what it is.
Oh, it's that VCR looking fucking thing, right?
I don't know, dude. I think they all look kind of like VCRs.
No, the big black one. Like
Yeah, it looks like a fucking block.
Yeah.
Oh, I was watching a video the other day it was one of those where I was thinking like, I hope this is fucking fake. Chick just straight up like, she goes, fuck this dude, sets her cell phone down and then just goes over and rips her fucking boyfriend's Xbox off the wall.
I've seen that, and she throws it out or something, or she breaks it, and he goes crazy.
Here's the thing, I felt bad for the games. I didn't feel bad for the dude. He was clearly a little shithead, but like the fucking game system flying out the window, and like such a little bitch. She's like, babe, why'd you do that? Instead of being like, fuck you, I'm out of here. My bags are packed in 10 minutes.
You're going back. You're gonna live with your mom.
One of my
It was her place. That was the whole part where it's like I had no sympathy for him.
Oh,
she
fuck.
bought him the fucking system.
Fuck that bitch,
She's
dude.
basically some dude with mommy issues that didn't know how
Yeah,
to fucking
dude.
get his
One of
shit
my
together,
favorite
man.
one of my favorite videos online to this day is still the one of kids losing their shit when they, and that's like the title of the video. Kids losing their shit when parents take their game systems. Like there's this dad, and he's like, I told you to go to bed.
Is this
I
the one
told
with
you
the
twice
lawnmower?
already. No.
Okay.
I was like, I told you to turn that shit off. You didn't listen. It's over. He literally goes and he yanks the whole fucking system like out of the wall with wires and everything. And he's like, no, Dad, no. And he's literally like dragging him by the foot. Goes outside, throws it and breaks it. And that's not enough. He goes back inside, gets a fucking 38, bro, and puts a hole in the fucking thing. And the kid is losing his shit. Like, I was laughing so hard at that shit.
I don't know, dude. I mean, I wouldn't play a lot of video games growing up, dude. But I would be kind of worried if my kid spent like hours and hours in a day in his room.
I worry about my little
Yeah.
cousin, man. My little cousin's 9, and that's all he does all day. I mean, other than school, like that, like he comes home. And see, the problem is that they let him. Like, there's no limit. He goes, eats, plays, and sometimes he won't even eat because he spends
Yeah.
fucking hours just.
Like I remember I used to go over to my friends' houses and play video games, but like it was for like an hour tops. Like, oh, we're bored, let's go outside. You know, like, and I don't see that happening now. dude.
Again, because people don't like
I don't think
have their kids go outside, dude. Like,
But how can you force a kid to go outside?
you don't force them, dude. Remember what I told you? Like,
Well, sometimes you do, man, because that whole Skinner box thing, where like, say, Call of Duty or some, not necessarily the shooters, but there's a lot of these games that kind of build a meta game into it, where it's like, oh, you gotta rank up, you gotta play like so many matches, you gotta play these matches for this long, like,
Yeah, dude.
and it's all optional technically.
But it feels
But-
like, hey, bro, you're a loser if you don't do that.
Yeah, well, they set it up so that you set your own goals.
Yeah.
But once your mind has placed that goal there, like, you're gonna want to do it. It's not it's a gambling addiction, basically, is what it is. They're tapping into that same
That's what it is, dude.
mechanism.
They're breeding little addicts, dude. Breeding like little.
Well, a lot of times there are a couple of countries now that made loot boxes illegal. So, yeah, man, that's
make what illegal?
loot boxes.
What does that mean?
You haven't come across this? It's what they do in games now is they'll give you like it's like, here's a box that has something in it. It's random. We're not going to tell you what's in
Kind
it.
of like the treasure chest in Zelda, or what?
You find them on your own. Kind of like.
That's why in Zelda you find them on your own too.
I'm not sure.
Right, but you can pay for these.
Yeah,
is the issue. Like you brought up Fortnite, and they've got the pinatas, the little
the
llama pinatas,
Yeah.
and dude,
Look up a list of banned video games.
Hold on, I'm searching up countries that have banned loot boxes, dude. Oh shit! China, Japan, South Korea, Singapore, Australia, New Zealand.
Yeah, man, they're having to change it up.
Oh, dude. I know a couple banned video games. You know that you guys ever play? Remember that PlayStation Playboy game?
What? Oh, there was one they did. I forget what it was called. But
You just
they
basically
fucked up and they had real video of topless girls. Only come to find out, some of the topless girls were 17 years old.
Oh, I didn't
Holy
know that.
shit.
Maybe that's why it was banned.
That was one of them. It wasn't the man game or something like that, but it was something stupid like that.
This game right here, Manhunt, dude.
I've been trying to dig up a copy of that game for years.
Always
man.
wanted to play it, bro. Fuck, dude. 50 Cent Bulletproof was banned. Reservoir Dogs, the video game, was banned.
Great game, by the way.
Why though?
Reservoir Dogs?
Hold on, I want to know why though.
What?
Why are these games banned?
It doesn't state where they're banned from.
Why?
Maybe. Why? Because of probably violence. Violence. I would say gore. I would say like what they promote.
Click and see what they say. I mean, I'm pretty sure they got to tell you.
Australia has some very strict standards about what they allow in video games, and a lot of it's just stupid shit. They haven't. They basically haven't set up a rating system, which is for good or worse. I mean, the ESRB or whatever it is here in the States is. It works pretty fucking well, you know?
It doesn't really say why it was banned.
Yeah, but what countries was it banned in, is the point.
I don't know.
I want to know games that were banned in this country.
In this country?
Yeah.
Well, that one I mentioned with the underage titties. There was... there's not too many games that were outright banned here. There was one... You remember the Wu-Tang fighting game back in the day? Where it was a 4-on...
No, I remember Def Jam Vendetta.
Okay, the Def Jam Vendetta was actually kind of a spiritual sequel to an earlier game that was a Wu-Tang fighting game. But that game itself was a reskin version of a game called Thrill Kill, where the idea was it was a fighter, but you're a damned soul in hell trying to break out. So you didn't necessarily win by inflicting damage on the other person.
The Guy game was banned. I think this is the one.
Guy game, yeah.
The one with the titties. But there was an actual Playboy game where you played as Hugh Hefner walking around taking pictures of girls.
I remember playing Leisure Suit Larry.
But that wasn't banned.
No,
Yeah,
that wasn't. I think it got banned.
I used to love to get drunk in that game.
There were some games that were censored. Like fuck, I was gonna bring up Magna Cum Laude or whatever the fuck it was. Where they PG-13 the fuck out of it because they wanted to go hardcore.
This one was banned in the States too. But
there was the whole thing.
What game is that?
Too Human.
Really?
It's just for violence though.
It was banned where?
In the United States.
Banned?
Yeah.
That game came out.
No. When it came out, it was after. Yeah, there was problems with it.
That's what I was talking about. Like games that came out and then were banned.
Okay, there were a couple games like I want to say
Thrill Kill was another one.
Okay, that game never even came out. It got so much fucking pushback. The only reason I got to play it was a buddy of mine's brother had a bootleg like what's the word? Production copy, basically. Like they'd put it out online. Fuck, that game was weird.
They said it was because it was sexually themed, like killing, sexually themed, like.
You played as a midget gimp on stilts for one character, and like it. I think one of the things was like you just crushed people's balls.
Oh yeah, dude, that sounds.
Yeah, it was.
I want to get my hands on that.
Evil little game, but goddamn. But I was gonna say San Andreas had to have its rating changed from a teen to MA. I think.
I wonder if Germany banned a lot of these like Army of Two games because they had like Nazis on them.
Yeah.
They like, oh, dude.
There's a whole lot of games where they had to go back and like instead of swastikas, they just put iron crosses.
Look how many games Germany has banned, bro. Wolfenstein 3D. Obviously, they banned it.
They really don't want to talk about Nazis.
Dude, but look how many games they've banned, bro. The Mortal Kombat like franchise is banned.
Hey man, look up Australia, man.
Let me see Australia. How many games is Australia fucking banned? Argentina, Australia. It's got its own separate fucking list, bro.
Fuck yeah, it does.
Look at this, dude. Oh, dude, it was banned in Australia. The 50 Cent game,
Mm.
Crimecraft. Some of these games sound cool, dude.
Right.
Why the fuck did you Reservoir Dogs that in the game is the South Park game? I could see
Yeah.
that. That was a shit game.
They actually censored one of the South Park games. They just put a crying koala on the screen and said, "By the way, your government doesn't want you to see this." That was
Oh shit!
yeah.
They had banned but overturned Fallout 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Pussies.
Originally banned due to drug use related to incentives and rewards.
Yeah, yeah. I remember that. Okay.
Sexy poker. That originally banned because of nudity. Nah, dude, but not as many. It doesn't have as many banned games as look. What was the count for Germany? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is Germany, right? Yeah,
There's
Germany.
a game called Area 51. Really?
Yeah, dude, that game was the shit, dude. That game was the fucking shit, dude. You guys never fucked with Area 51? I played
No.
it for the PlayStation. There's PlayStation 2 game. This is the PlayStation 2 one.
Okay.
But the original one, dude, it used to be like an arcade game that you would go play at the arcade.
That sounds vaguely familiar. Was it a rail shooter?
What do you mean, real?
Oh, yes. Yes, I do. It had the shitty full motion characters.
Yeah, dude. It had like the real life characters that would come out. Oh, dude, that game was the shit, dude.
What was the point?
The point was to fuck up these aliens that were coming out of Area 51.
Yeah, it was basically House of the Dead, only it was aliens.
Yeah, it was this game right here. Look, it starts off like this, and then you're like in motion right here. Bam, that's it. You can't shoot these people because then if not, you die. But it was this one, and then the newer one looks a lot like Halo.
Okay, they made it a full 3D shooter.
Yeah. Full 3D. I think it was even. I'm not sure if it was first person or third person perspective.
Mm.
But Marilyn Manson actually did voices on the game.
Yeah, look, there are a lot of interesting shit that's being done with video
Dude,
games.
did you ever play fucking to this day? I love that game. And I've never finished it. Did you ever play Super Metroid on the Super Nintendo?
Yeah, dude, I did. Well,
Fucking
I didn't
game
play it for the
was-
Super. I played it for the Game Boy.
Yeah. No, dude, for the Super Nintendo, dude. But I've
Dude,
never
I was a big
finished.
fan of the Metroid games, dude.
Yeah. Well, I only played the first one.
You only played the first one? Nah, dude, I fucking love the Metroid games. It was one of the first. This one was one of the first games that gave you the ability to do double gun.
Oh, look up fucking Sunset Riders, bro. Sunset Riders was the shit. I love that game too.
Do y'all ever play any of the Oddworld games? Like
Yeah, dude.
Abe's Odyssey.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Abe's Odyssey in particular. I never had it, but my cousin had it, and I would fuck.
Did
with
you
it.
ever play Stranger's Wrath?
No.
They made a shooter in that universe
Oh,
with
yeah?
just the weird shit. Like all your guns were like actual like animals. Like you would shoot like killer bees at motherfuckers or throw like these weird little. Remember that movie Critters, where it's like all the little tiny fluff balls
Yeah.
that would come together.
Abe's Odyssey right here, bro.
Yeah, they're remaking. I believe either Abe's Odyssey or Abe's Exodus, or maybe they already redid Abe's Odyssey.
Dude, I don't know, man. It was It was a weird game.
It was fun though, man.
That was like, yeah, dude. I loved its weirdness from it, like that came off of it, and I loved like the gameplay of it.
Yeah,
It was a really cool game.
it's a beautiful looking game too, man.
What game did you really fight over with your siblings with?
Every fucking game that we played, bro. Every fucking
But
game.
because they beat you or why?
Because I would beat them because they would beat me. Like when I was talking about how kids get more violent with video games, dude, I think it's because the gameplay. Like they play and one of them's gonna win, and then the other one's gonna beat the shit out of their brother with the controller, dude. You know?
Okay, that's a parenting issue as well, man. But there have been studies done in the last like 15, 20 years that seem to genuinely show that violent video games, violent movies, violent music do not incentivize violent behavior in kids. Like it can be an
my,
expression of kids that are already little violent assholes. But
my mom actually broke and threw away our Mortal Kombat game when my brother kept beating me, and I grabbed the controller and I smacked him over the head with it, and I told him that I was gonna kill him.
Dude, my parents would fight playing Motor Combat. Like, they would actually fight with each other, bro. My mom would slap my dad because my dad would always get that fat guy that does the slaps.
Yeah.
And my mom was like, dude, get the fuck away. Like, in Spanish, though.
Yeah.
So, yeah, dude. Like,
My
had
mom
that-
grabbed that game and she broke it. She was like, "Y'all ain't gonna play this shit because y'all can't control yourselves." Yeah, dude. And now because of all this talk in this conversation, man, shit, I'm gonna be busy this weekend. But I was gonna say, now what I feel like doing is I want to block out a day to start Zelda on the Super Nintendo from beginning to end and see if I can break my record. I finished it in 4 hours.
Damn.
But from beginning to end, though. But I mean, I finished it in 4 hours because I know where everything is. So, but it's still a long ass fucking game.
I can't remember exactly what I was listening to where they pointed this out, but the newest Zelda game, like, apparently it's become
On what this system?
the
The Switch.
Yeah,
The
Switch. So it's Breath of the Wild, I think it is. But the way they set the game up was instead of you having to work your way through the story to go all the way to the end, they basically go, it's an open world. The last boss is over there in that dark, scary looking castle. Go for it if you want to. So they like the whole idea of the speed runs, because you got these people that basically have found like cheats in games and shit like that, where it's like, I can beat, fucking Super Mario Brother in like 5 minutes. And it's like, okay, I don't know why you'd want to, but if you can, you can.
don't fucking enjoy the game.
But like the designers of this game pretty much went, oh, you don't have to cheat. There's the end right over there if you want to.
Go for it.
Everything along the way will murder you viciously.
But they've been doing that for a while. It's like in Super Mario Brothers, like you don't have to go through the whole game. As long as you get to the Star World, you get to the final boss or whatever. Which is what I would always do. Like the first time around, I'd get to the star, complete the star, and go and kill the boss. Then I would go and come back and do everything else.
So,
And Super Mario is also from beginning to, well, I really can't say from beginning to end. From beginning to 99%, it takes me about 2 hours and 15 minutes or so. So, and I know because I've timed myself.
Yeah, never have finished a video game
What do you mean?
except for The Last of Us.
You finish it?
Yeah, I finished it.
I would have never finished that game.
The Last of Us.
It's fucking hard, dude.
Yeah,
Well, it's not hard, but it's
yeah. I mean, it took me a long
I
time.
had a hard time, like headache,
Yeah,
finishing Dead to Rights on the Xbox.
I see.
Especially the prison missions, bro.
Yeah.
I hate it. Well, I liked it, but yeah.
was Dead to Rights the one where you had the dog?
Yeah.
You could like say, okay. I
Shadow.
remember. What are we hearing? There's some sound going off.
I don't know. I just thought that was normal.
Is that on the mic or is that?
No, that's up on the roof. I think your roommate's fighting with something up there.
Seriously, they're pissed about something.
No, I think that's outside.
No,
It's over there. Hear it?
Well, y'all can't hear this, but we'll probably have to pick up some dead animal after we're done with this.
There was gunshots. Freddy lives.
Shots fired.
Freddy lives in a sketchy neighborhood.
It's over there, bro.
I'm not genuinely concerned about video game addiction in kids for the most part, because to repeat it one more time, it is a parenting issue, and you also have to make sure that that's not your kid's only form of release. Because I knew people like that growing up. I know people like that still, where it's like the only thing that they have to do is the video game.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, dude, seriously, teach your kids or get them
Teach
some
them how
lessons.
to throw a football.
Well, not just that. Teach them how to play an instrument. Teach them how to fucking, put them in some fucking watercolor classes. Give them swimming. Yeah, man. That's fucking great.
Swimming, dude. Swimming is a great.
Yeah, bro. Give him something that, I mean,
You
maybe
throw them in the pool and you say, you can't get out until I see you almost drown.
Yeah. Or just whoop his ass, dude. Beat your kid until, he hates you. So he's going to, like, do something that, like...
I don't want to be in this house.
Yeah.
These are solely the views of Leo and have nothing to do with the rest of the bouncing brains.
Thank God I don't have a kid, dude.
I believe I've pointed out before, psychological torture works just as well. Might be a little bit longer lasting, though. You know what I mean?
The results stay.
So I'll pay for therapy later.
Yeah. No, it's on them. Fuck that.
Don't fuck with your kids. Just don't. Bad idea.
Well, I mean, don't fuck with anybody's kids. That's that, Oh, wait, you mean like don't... I got you.
Yeah, don't fuck kids, period. But, like, don't... No,
What the fuck are we watching,
I think we have
dude?
to give
this
him,
is
dude,
a weird game.
Catherine.
I've never played it, but it's
Catherine
one of
looks
those...
hot if this was still the 80s.
Bro, I mean, fuck, dude.
80s? Who was rocking a fucking redheaded afro
Dude,
in
the
the 80s?
I
late
wish I had this
70s
game.
and
Okay,
the
late
80s.
70s, I give you
I
that.
wish I had this game.
Oh, I thought you said I wish I had those titties.
My understanding is most of the gameplay is actually some weird little platformer, like block puzzle game.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And then it's split. Like one half of the game is this weird, like dialogue tree, relationship game, dating sim type of shit. And then the other half is a platformer.
Have you guys watched that episode of Black Mirror? With the
No,
video
I
games?
haven't seen the...
No? Dude, there's this, they have this device in this episode where it allows you to go to virtual reality just by putting it into your temple.
Mhm.
Like just putting this little magnet onto your temple. So this guy befriends his old ex-friend that he used to play Street Fighter with all the time. So he gives him the virtual reality version of Street Fighter 11 years later, Now they're old. They're old guys. One of them has a kid and a family. The other one's still single. So he goes on there, and he's like, "Fuck, dude, my knee that hurt real bad in the real life doesn't hurt here." It's like, "Fuck, dude, he could do roundhouse kicks." The guy who's playing against, his friend, always chose this girl character, and he's like, "Damn, dude, your girl character looks real as fuck." And he's like, "Yeah, dude, this game's the shit." So they start fighting, and all of a sudden, they start fucking.
What the fuck?
His guy best friend starts fucking him in the game. And the guy just goes along with it. After they're done, he's like, freaks out. He's like, "Fuck, dude, we just fucked." And he exits out of the game. But, like, as the episode goes, they keep meeting up to fuck in the game.
That is weird as fuck.
Yeah, dude.
Frat boy's wet dream.
It's like, hey, bro, you want to meet up tonight or what?
No, and it was like that. Hey, you want to play tonight? And the friend will be like, "Nah, me and my girl got our anniversary wedding, our wedding anniversary
Well, she
dinner."
can watch. You know
And he was like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "But you know what? I'll be online at 1."
I'm trying to remember. I don't think it's
That's
Black
fucked up.
Mirror. It may have been. Fuck. There's a couple of weird little sci-fi series that have come out recently. Like Sex and Robots is a good one, and then there's another one that the name of it. Oh, have you seen that one?
Sex and Robots, dude. That's kind of like Black Mirror, but shorter.
Yeah, fuck, the animation on that is top notch,
dude.
man. But
Did you see the one with Topher? What's his name? That guy from that '70s show.
Which one's this?
This was the one where there's the civilization in the freezer.
No.
Oh, dude, that one's fucking good.
But there was another one I came across where, and it's all short stuff. I think there's like 15-minute episodes or something. But the premise is far future population control. Everybody basically has like virtual porn to like, and they take suppressant drugs so that they don't have sexual urges. So this guy,
This kind of sounds like what's it called? Is it that A Brave New World?
kind of, sort of. If you go back and look at Brave New World, they were kind of encouraging people to fuck, just
But-
not to have kids.
Yeah, like they would give them that drug.
They were
to
sterilized.
sterilize them.
Yeah. Well, no, these people aren't even sterilized. They're just being like, their hormones are being suppressed, and then they're being like bled out through the, not
Yeah.
bled out, but you know what I mean. They're having this release through the virtual reality. So this guy's like, fuck, dude, I want to fuck. Like, so he goes through this whole thing. He gets off the suppressors and he goes and finds this chick who's just like, I also want to fuck. And they get together and then just have like this weird, awkward, teeth bumping in the middle of a kiss, fucking like, ow, you're digging into my hip, all this fucking shit. And eventually they're just sitting there like, damn, this kind of sucks. And the chick just looks at him and goes, you want to put on the headsets? And then they sit there with the fucking headsets. Like, you see them like laid back next to the bed.
Just watching porn with each other.
Yeah, well, they're it's kind of like Demolition Man, where she's like, you want to have sex? And he's like, what the
Oh.
fuck was that?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
And what was the point of this game?
This one, I don't know. I've always wanted to play it though.
It's some weird relationship scenario where you basically dudes with his long-term girlfriend, and then some chick shows up who starts, renewing his interest in life or something like that.
I don't know, man. I've never met really like girls that were into video games. Even if they were, they said that they were, like, oh yeah, no, I like video games, but they wouldn't really game out, And I'm not like a big video game guy, but whenever someone says, hey, I'm really into video games, I expect them to be like into it, not just like to play it like I do. Like
I know it's funny how you say that, like that you mentioned that now, and the first person that comes to mind, I mean, she's an acquaintance now. We don't really keep in touch like that, but I had a friend, Patty. She was really into like.
Was her last name
games.
Mayonnaise?
No.
Yeah.
And she was hot too.
Yeah.
So she was like a real video gamer's dream.
If her last name was Mayonnaise, that girl wasn't yours, bro.
No.
She belonged to that guy named Doug.
Am I the only one that thought Skeeter was going to get it in the end? Just me?
Nah, dude, fuck Skeeter. He's a fucking loser.
What you hating on Skeeter for, man?
I like Skeeter, bro, but he's not gonna get pussy, bro.
I don't.
With a name like Skeeter?
Hold on, you tell me Doug was going to get some fucking strange, but Skeeter couldn't get some?
Doug had a chance, bro. That sweater vest.
Oh, he had personality? Is that what you're going to throw at me?
And he had his cool sister to vouch for him.
I have no idea what the fuck you're talking.
You never seen Doug? You've never seen that cartoon Doug?
Oh, it's a cartoon.
No, dude.
Started out on Nickelodeon, went to ABC for Saturday mornings eventually. Oh, don't bring it up.
Dude, this was my...
Oh yes, dude. Fuck that fucking cartoon, bro.
I forgot about the dog.
Fuck that cartoon and fuck that dog.
That was
yeah.
Patty Mayonnaise. That was Skeeter. We all knew Skeeter was black, but he was just painted green. I got you, trying to be PC.
Nah, fuck that. Yeah, I remember that cartoon.
He had a green bully.
It was retarded.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, the green bully with the cool hair.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
Now, if they wanted to go a twist, they could have made Patty like Melanesian. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
They got those folks down in like New Guinea where it's like, basically look like Aboriginal and white blonde hair.
Yeah, dude.
Shit.
Most surfers or most people that live in beach areas kind of look like that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Because of the sun, maybe?
I think it's because of the sun and plus the chlorine from the water that they're always in.
Well, no, with the Melanesians, that's a genetic thing. But
That's a genetic thing.
But yeah, I know what you mean. Like the sun slowly bleaches the melanin out of the hair. And
Yeah.
then, yeah.
Well, that's not the water. Never mind. I'm thinking that they're in pools. No, dude, they're in the ocean. There's no chlorine in the ocean.
Dumb motherfuckers.
I never.
Hey, bro, you didn't even catch that.
I did, actually. That's why I said chlorine. But you fucked me up because I was like, there's chlorine in the ocean? Well, how the fuck do the fishes do it?
How do you think they clean the fucking pool, dude? Come on.
Y'all ever watch that documentary Riding Giants
Oh, yes, with
Laird Hamilton
yeah,
and I forget the other dude's names,
dude,
but
yes, bro.
dude, that's one of those. I have never surfed in my motherfucking life. Body surfing or boogie boarding is about as far as close as I've ever come to it. But that is just such a way. It's this by the same guy that did Dogtown and the Z Boys, and just the way that
I don't think it was a
motherfucker-
documentary. What, the Writing Giants one?
That was
I
a documentary.
It was a. No,
I think they did a movie.
they did a movie called that. Oh no, Mavericks. Writing Mavericks.
Yeah,
The Writing
Yeah.
Giants was the documentary. Never mind.
yeah,
I
but
thought
they
it was the other way
talked
around.
about. That's where they got the inspiration from it because
Yeah.
the footage that they got from Mavericks out there by San Francisco, I think, or Oakland.
No, I think it was San Diego.
Was it San Diego? I was thinking it was farther north on the coast.
No,
Because the whole thing was like you have to wear a fucking wetsuit or you'll fucking freeze
We'll check
to
it
death.
out.
But yeah, man, like that was the first time I ever came across Laird Hamilton. But I was listening to one of Rogan's episodes a while back. I think he had
With the wife?
what?
With his wife?
I didn't listen to the Laird Hamilton episode. I was
No, that's
actually-
why. With Laird's wife.
Oh, he's got one coming with her too.
Yeah,
She's,
no.
She's a badass on her own.
No, he had one.
Oh, okay.
He had one with her first, and then he had,
then he had
Laird.
Laird on.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, man, you watch Riding Giants, which is probably like maybe 15 years old at that point.
They're both 6 feet tall. That's kind of weird.
Oh yeah, they're freak athletes, man.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, you go back and watch. We were talking about Bruce Lee the other day about how he started off as one of these guys, you know, about that big around, fucking just tiny little dude. Like Laird was lanky, man, but you look at his younger photos, man. That guy just like fucking like He-Man'd out, man.
Yeah. It's just like Kevin Durant, bro. Kevin Durant's pictures in high school, he looked like he was sick, dude. Like there was something wrong with him.
Right.
But you look at him now, and it's like, holy shit.
But I think it was Eric Weinstein they had on there, and they were talking about like the next level they've gone to, where they're not just doing the toe-in surfing, where they're doing the 100-foot waves. Like there's some dude who's out here with like, they've got like specialty like inflatable vests, and they're like doing breathing techniques so that they know how to stay under for like 4 or 5 minutes. So if a wave comes over them, they're not fucked. But this crazy asshole is going up on the top of these 100-foot waves and doing like skateboard tricks off the top of it.
Yeah, dude.
So where was it?
It was in San Francisco. It's in
Okay.
and particularly Half Moon Bay, which is like a city, a real beach surf city.
Right.
That's it right there, close to the Miramar College.
And
Right
if I
there.
remember the documentary correctly, that's also one of those spots where the local surfers might beat your fucking head in.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, man.
Dude.
For no reason?
I just want to say that
Because you're not a local, bro.
Oh, okay.
I got to
So
throw
for
this
no
out
fucking
there.
reason.
Does anybody else have love for Point Break?
Really, bro,
Which
not
one? The
really.
new one?
Oh, I pretend like that doesn't even exist. I didn't watch that
The new
bullshit.
one was trash. The old one, but I was like, nah, dude.
Oh,
Fucking
come on,
Keanu
man.
Reeves and Patrick Swayze wanted to fuck each other in that movie, dude.
You telling me Swayze was not a badass in that fucking movie,
He
man?
was more of a badass in Dirty Dancing.
You know what? And
Not saying it's not a good movie.
To me, you know what movie I really enjoyed a lot?
Don't you put Baby in a corner.
And I still watch back to this day, man. He played a badass role in Black Dog.
Black Dog.
I really
which movie
fucking
was that?
enjoyed
Okay.
that movie.
That was the trucker movie where they
Yeah,
kidnapped
yeah.
his wife.
yeah.
Who, Patrick Swayze?
Yeah.
That was like one of his last films too.
Yeah, yeah, man.
What?
Before that,
You know which
cancer
movie
got
I
him on his
fucking love with
ass.
Patrick Swayze, dude? I really like.
Ghost. I know.
No, I mean, Ghost. Ghost is the
That
shit.
that
dude.
was my mom's favorite movie of all time.
But the
bro.
one that I really liked with Patrick Swayze, bro, was fucking what's it called? Donnie Darko, dude.
Huh?
When he came out in Donnie
Really
Darko.
that one. Yeah.
He came out in
Donnie Darko?
You never seen Donnie Darko?
Dude,
Are
when
you
he-
talking about
the one
Donnie
with-
Brasco?
No. Donnie Darko with Jake Gyllenhaal, the one with the giant rabbit, where like
No, I don't know.
This one right here. Hold on, I'm bringing it up. You never seen this one?
Oh, no.
No.
it was one of those movies that was like it was a cult classic, but it breaks down when you go back and I will say the first time I saw it, I was on mushrooms, and that movie like freaked me the
perfect
fuck out.
movie to watch.
Oh yeah, the first
while you're on
half
mushrooms.
scared the shit out of me, and then the end part when like the bit where he's lying in bed laughing right before the fucking jet engine comes through the roof.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why that just made me like happy about life.
Bro, but his Patrick Swayze's character in this movie was almost comedic, dude. He was like super nice guy. Like he would pause, like where he would almost break that third wall. He would pause and look at the camera, like just smiling, like hey. But it turns out that he actually was like addicted to child porn. You know, had a whole bunch of it in his house.
Dude, the part at the end where he wakes up and like is just fucking crying and is like, damn, Swayze could fucking act his ass off, man.
Fuck yeah, dude. That movie's pretty good.
Yeah, but that was my favorite Patrick Swayze movie.
Black Dog.
Black Dog.
Right on, right on.
It was a badass fucking movie.
I've been trying to talk myself into watching Roadhouse for a couple years now. I've never seen it, man.
Never seen it, dude.
Like,
Oh,
I know all the quotes.
I've never
I've
seen.
just never
You
seen
never
the
seen
movie,
Roadhouse
man.
either, dude. Sam Elliott in Roadhouse, bro. Fuck, dude, he's good too. Fuck, man. You see a lot of titties in Roadhouse.
Really?
A lot of fucking titties, bro.
It's funny because most of the jokes are about the barely restrained homoeroticism.
I mean, there's a lot of that in
A little bit
there
of that too. A little bit. Okay.
Yeah, but especially between him and Sam Elliott. But I mean, there's a point where in the movie where they're showing you like the activity in the bar and how this bar is, and they go and they pan to like this guy with his wife, and his wife has huge ass tits, and there's this guy checking her out, and the husband's like, "Hey man, come over here. You want to see him?" And he's like, "Oh yeah." And he pulls down his shirt. She pulls down her shirt, showing off her tits. And the guy was like, "Hey," the husband tells the guy, "Hey, you want to grab him?" And he's like, "Are you for real?" And he's already gonna go grab him. He's like, "Yeah, for $20, I'll let you grab him." And he's like, "Oh shit." He's like, "Yeah, and for $5 more, so I'll let you kiss them." And the guy was like, "Fuck." And he's like, "Why aren't you kissing them?" He's like, "Because I don't have $25. And the guy beats the shit out of him because he doesn't have money, dude. Like, yeah.
That's
Fucking
funny.
Awesome movie, dude. Fucking awesome movie, man. Oh, dude, Roadhouse.
Oh man, y'all ever heard that one joke? Guy walks into a bar, he's drinking, his chick comes up to him and she's like, "Oh, are you feeling bad?" He's like, yeah, just I broke up with my girlfriend. She's like, "I'll help you get over that. You wanna go back to my place?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm cool." And she's like, "It's cool. I'm a prostitute. You got some money?" I'm like, yeah, all right, fine, cool. They go back to her place and she's like, "All right, it's gonna be what was it, $500 for a fuck?" And he's like, I don't have $500. She's like, "Anything cheaper?" And she's like, $200 for a blowjob. Nah, I'm cool. So, all right, fine, $50 for a hand job. He's like, all right, cool. So like she starts getting undressed and he goes over in the corner and just like starts vigorously whacking off. And she's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" He's like, "I'm paying you $50 for a hand job. I'm not going to give you the easy one." The classics. What time are we at, man?
We're about an hour and 40.
Cool. Hey, by the way, anybody out there who ever watched Donnie Darko and thought it was a decent movie, don't watch the sequel. You're just gonna fuck it up for yourself.
Fuck S. Darko.
That was
You
just,
know what
it was
corny ass
pointless.
movie?
I will say that weird one he made about L.A. with The Rock and fuck, the name is escaping me at the moment, but it was some weird little like near future sci-fi film.
Was this Jake Gyllenhaal?
No. The guy that made Donnie Darko, his name is escaping me right now. But if
Richard Kelly?
Yeah, he did one right after Donnie Darko that was weird as hell, but damn, it was an interesting movie.
With The Rock, huh?
Yeah.
What fucking movie was that?
Yeah, pull up the IMDb, see that. What were you gonna say, Freddy?
I was gonna say what movie was like corny as fuck, but I couldn't stop watching it at the end. Well, not at the end, but like it was still good. Was Cujo, bro?
The original?
Yeah, the original.
This one, Southland Tales?
Southland Tales, yeah. It is not a great movie by any stretch of the imagination, but it was so weird. Not bad though.
No, but why was your corny movie fucking good, bro?
It was good.
It was good.
I forget at the end. The dog dies in the end, right?
Yeah, well, in the first one.
They did a sequel.
Yeah. There's 2 and 3, isn't there?
Bro, in my opinion, dude, the sequel never is as good as the original.
Gremlins 2.
Never watched it.
I disagree.
But do you guys know what
But
movies?
I like. Which one was it? Was it Hollywood?
Halloween.
Was it Halloween 1, 2, and 3, and then? No, it wasn't. What came before Halloween? 20 years later, H2O.
I don't know.
Trying to remember. I think 3 was Season of the Witch, right?
Yeah.
It was where he's going after his niece or something like
Yeah.
that.
because I'm saying that one was better than the previous two.
Oh, fucking Blair Witch 2. I was just thinking about this the other day.
Resurrection.
Man.
I never.
Resurrection.
Book of Shadows.
Resurrection was after.
The Book of Shadows. Which
Resurrection was after that.
was Halloween 2.0. I mean, H2O. H2O. My bad. The Curse of Michael Myers.
Halloween 2.0. I like that.
I don't know. Fucking
No, look.
To
What
be
I'm-
fair, I think
what I'm
that new
saying
movie that
is-
just came out was basically a remake of H2O.
Yeah, I think so.
Which one?
The new Halloween, this one right here, directed by David Gordon Green.
I didn't like it.
That first one that Rob
Halloween,
Zombie did was the shit.
yeah, Halloween. The 2007, 2008 Halloween 1 and 2, those were good.
I never saw 2, but I heard good things.
Yeah.
I really love Rob
just-
Zombie's movies, bro.
I love the first one that he did, the original remake, because of that ending shot
Oh.
where she just walks up and puts a fucking bullet.
I
It's
remember,
like,
bro.
why did nobody do that from the beginning? Alright, knock your phone off.
I remember perfect, dude. There's 5 Final Destinations. My favorite is 2.
Are you for real?
Yeah, 2.
I didn't fuck with those movies.
Yeah, fuck yeah,
All
bro.
right.
Those movies are
I'm,
cool.
I'm basically going to reveal that I occasionally watch very shitty movies, but I think that was already clear. Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift.
I loved it.
Nah,
It was a better movie than the movies before it.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
nah.
Yeah,
I
no,
disagree.
you disagree?
Make your case.
I mean, wait, hold on. It wasn't a bad movie,
Yeah,
but no.
it was
bro.
corny as fuck.
you don't
Yeah.
think that was better than the first 2 movies?
Fuck no.
The-
Well,
the-
I mean, hold on. The second one, Too Fast, Too Furious,
I
like,
saw part 1 and part 2
but part
after
one,
I had seen Tokyo Drift. Right,
Okay.
Tokyo Drift was the first one that I saw, and the level of corniness in Tokyo Drift was a lot less than fucking 1 and
no,
2.
that's not true.
In my belief, yeah, dude, it's
Well, I'll say this, man.
They're
I found-
fucking drifting, bro.
bro. I don't.
What?
Dude, they could have been fucking playing craps in fucking school, dude. And the fucking
That wasn't the point of the fucking movie.
bro, I don't care, dude.
What are you talking? You're still a race, man.
Yeah,
It wasn't like they were doing like warehouse drifting. They were racing down the side of a fucking mountain, man.
they were
No, you're talking about the fucking the final race. But like what I'm saying is, the whole main point and premise of that movie was like the drifting.
They were showing you guys a new level or new form of racing that had never been shown before.
I mean, like I said,
Well, the major point was
it
that,
wasn't a bad movie.
Yeah.
But
all right, look, if the premise of Fast and Furious is like, okay,
And
we're
then-
going to take super fast cars and commit crimes with them,
and then
that followed perfectly through the Tokyo Drift thing, man.
And
Yeah.
then to out of all fucking black people, you gotta get Bow Wow, really.
Hey, bro, I'm nothing against Bow Wow. All right, no, nothing. He did awesome in that movie. He played an annoying like sidekick friend.
No, fuck.
He played it very well.
Fuck Bow Wow and his greaseball ass.
And again, played a very good annoying sidekick
No.
friend.
Yeah, well, speaking of actors, man, I will say that
You
having
know what?
that dude
Who
from
would've
Sling
done-
Blade
Who
did
would
kind of
have
help.
done? You know who would have done a better job in that role, bro?
Who?
Jaden Smith. And that's because I don't even like the dude either.
Bro, I'm pretty sure Jaden Smith could play an awesome, annoying sidekick friend.
Yeah.
But I don't think he was even old enough at that age, you know?
Why do I feel like if Jaden Smith had been in that movie, he would have been like very subtly squinting through the whole thing, trying to pull off the Asian look?
That's his face. That's
That's
just the
just-
face
that's
he
just-
does for
yeah.
everything. That like, oh, I'm focusing face. No, dude, but you really didn't like Tokyo Drift?
No, not that I like. It wasn't a bad movie.
Not bad.
It wasn't a bad.
I'm not gonna lie,
movie.
Leo. For a second, I thought you were gonna start pulling up the soundtrack and mouthing to it, like
It wasn't
No,
a bad
Leo.
movie,
Bad
bro.
Leo.
I just, to be honest with you, I've watched every other Fast and Furious movie at least 4
Yeah.
times. I've only watched Tokyo Drift twice. And again,
Yeah.
I watched it twice just to make sure that I was like, it wasn't
Just to
good.
solidify that hate, bro. I don't like this movie.
Yeah. Fucking movie wasn't good.
Yeah,
that was the only one I ever made it all the way through.
Yeah, dude. To be honest, yeah. The other ones,
Y'all are fucking weird. What the fuck?
I'm just not really.
So like the fight scenes in 6 and 7, nothing.
nah.
What was the first one they introduced The Rock in? Was that 6 or 5?
5.
That was
Five.
5.
Fast 5.
I may have watched through that one because I just remember that stupid joke with
How do y'all not like those movies? I don't get it.
I don't like corny action flicks, bro.
they're just
They
really-
weren't corny. There was cars, guns, and fights.
You just mentioned all the corny elements to an action movie. Cars, guns, and fights. You just missed tits.
Never watched The Expendables either.
I like those fucking
Nah,
movies.
dude. That's another franchise that I'm like, nah. Dude.
Fuck yeah,
Nah,
I like
not
them.
about it.
Okay, I lie. I did watch the last one that they had with Rousey
With
and
Chuck Norris?
and Antonio Banderas.
Nah, I watched
and
clips from it, but nah, it just doesn't really.
I like the humor that they pulled off in that one. I never watched the other two, but
Yeah.
like that one, for some reason, the humor that they were going for in that, especially the fucking gay joke at the end with Jet Li and Arnold Schwarzenegger, where he just kind of like pulls him. You never saw that?
No, I've never seen them. That's why I'm like,
Oh, that's
What was
hilarious,
the
man.
gay
So I'm guessing y'all didn't like Bullet to the Head either
which one's that one?
Never even
with
heard of it.
Sylvester Stallone.
Bullet to the head.
Never
Oh, dude,
seen
I
it.
actually like that one where he would play a guy who had been in the Navy or whatever, did some crimes, and yeah, dude, I like that
I
one.
thought
bro.
that fucking movie was bad.
I thought it was a corny
one,
action flick, bro.
One,
but
one
I
of my
liked it.
one of my favorite scenes is where he walks into the bar, and he's like, "Do you have whiskey?" "Yes, sir." And he because I'm an alcoholic and I knew exactly what he was talking about. Like he was like, "Can I have whiskey or whatever?" And then he gives him this pussy ass watered down whiskey. And when you want to get like anybody that drinks knows that if you go to a bar and you want to get good whiskey, you ask for a double barrel, right? So that's basically what means to get like good whiskey or whatever. So he's like, "No, do you have double barrel?" He's like, "Oh no, sir, we don't serve that here." And he just busts out his own bottle out of his jacket, and he's like, you can't bring your own liquor." He's like, "Yes, I can." He's like, "No, because you're not paying for it." He's like, "Oh, so how much is that whiskey?" He's like, "It's like $20 a glass." And he's like, he gives him $40, and he's like, "Here, just charge me twice." And he's like, "You can't do that." And he's like, "Bro, I had a long day. Just give me a break, alright?" So he sits there with his fucking double barrel whiskey.
Yeah.
A fucking scene. Oh, and then they fuck up his drinking time because they show up in the
I'm gonna say something that might upset you, but I don't think I've ever seen Sylvester Stallone in a movie that was like good. Like I don't think I've seen him be good in a movie outside of the first Rocky.
I was gonna say,
And
you,
I'm gonna-
you
I'm gonna-
contradict yourself, sir.
And I'm
No.
about to say this with all due respect,
Yeah.
but fuck you, Rambo.
Rambo was really. I mean, I like the story, the concept of Rambo.
Rambo was a shit, bro.
I just thought he just was the corniest like
Nah,
actor
man.
ever, bro. Like, fuck.
Dude.
Him and Stallone. I mean, him and Schwarzenegger, bro.
No love for fucking Demolition Man.
Exactly.
It was a corny ass
No,
flick, bro.
no
Of
love
course
for
it was.
Nah.
no love for Judge Dredd, bro. Fuck you.
No, dude, the video game was better.
No,
the
fuck
fucking
the
Ugh.
video game.
Ugh.
And that's what the video game. Do that face again, Sean. That's what the video game was. That dude. I just don't like that movie.
I was gonna say this earlier, but the only video game that I literally got 3 minutes into the gameplay, and I immediately I was like 8, and I went back to my mom, and I was like, "We got to take this back to Blockbuster right now." Was Batman Forever?
I can totally. Yeah, that game sucked.
Oh god damn, that was bad.
Oh, dude. Oh, man, I really like this action movie right here, dude. Killing Him Softly. Like out of action movies that I would like.
I haven't had a chance to see it. Freddy?
It's the same fucking thing.
Nah, dude. No, it's not, dude.
Fuck you, dude. Now
But-
I do mean it. Fuck you.
All right,
Yes.
if I never saw the movie.
It's
never,
the same thing.
Pitt's
Just
an enforcer
different.
for the mob, right?
Huh?
Pitt's an enforcer for the mob. Is that the?
he is. He's more of like a hitman. He's not like really contract for the
Exactly.
mob, but he's a hitman. But the way
Okay.
it's laid out, like there's a lot of stuff in the beginning that people don't like.
Mhm.
It's kind of like panning out the last half of the movie, and there's a lot of stuff, subtleties to like a lot of commentaries on what was going on at the time. There was the American financial crisis.
Right.
There was the presidential election with Obama, and a lot of that stuff was kind of like painting you a picture of what's gonna happen.
Is that
later
on Netflix?
I think it was on Netflix. I'm not
Not
sure if it's
anymore.
still. I'm not sure if it's still on there. But it was a really good action movie, dude. Because it was one of those action movies that made you think.
No, I
'Cause
like
the,
it.
the whole time. Like, have you guys seen what's it called? Drive with Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
You know his character where he rarely talks. That character he plays. This is kind of like Brad.
Autistic? Yes.
Well, not autistic. Well, just like doesn't really talk. Has very little stuff to say.
Right.
When you see him, you wouldn't really think, "Hey, man, this guy's gonna kill me" or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, but that's the character Brad Pitt plays in this movie. Just very like mellow guy that you wouldn't really think much of. Doesn't really
Gotcha.
talk. Has very little to say, and at the end you see what his actions, what he thinks about the financial crisis, the presidential election that people keep asking him at the bar, like about in the beginning half, and it's just
You know what other movie I really enjoyed to this day, and I've watched it thousands of times,
which one was that?
and it was very good for its time too. Was Enemy of the State. That fucking game
With Will Smith?
That game
With Will
that
Smith?
movie, yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude!
That movie, and then for the time that it was made, bro, everything that was exposed.
What was that
in
chick's
movie,
name? What was that? His wife?
fucking Regina King.
Dude, she was fucking hot.
She's still hot now, bro, and she's
Yeah.
like 50.
Dude,
I would fuck the shit out of that. Oh
Fuck
shit, you
yeah.
might.
Fine wine.
Fuck yeah, dude. She's fucking
Regina
hot.
King. I just want to let you know.
You know my only problem with her, dude. She
What?
has big ass feet.
I don't fucking care. I'm not gonna be fucking her feet.
I have a thing with women and feet.
Fuck.
so-
If she has big feet, that means that she's able to stand on the ground that I'm fucking her on.
She's
Real
got
good.
stability.
Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
No man, them Fred Flintstone feet. Fuck that.
Look, baby, I'm trying to hit an odd angle. Put your big old mitt up on that wall right there.
Yeah, man. Fuck that.
Grip this floor, baby.
It's
You're
just
just
like
standing back there like Spider-Man.
it's just like that other. It's just like that other bitch. Ashanti. She's fucking beautiful, bro. As
The
long
one that
as
died?
no, that's Aaliyah. You did.
Aaliyah. Did you ever watch Queen of the Damned?
Fuck
No.
that movie. Fuck that movie hard.
Yeah. No. Hey, bro. What did you
No.
think of that lead singer of Korn making a cameo in that movie?
What's his name? Sonny.
No, Jonathan Davis.
Oh,
He comes out in the beginning
Dude,
where he's handing out flyers for his band.
I
Hey,
was
guys.
so pissed off with what they did with the Lestat character. Like, if they were gonna do that movie, they should have fucking brought Cruz back, man.
Oh,
like-
I feel you.
Dude, because Interview with the Vampire is
So good.
still fucking holds up.
corny movie that you really like.
Ed Wood.
Right?
Ed Wood.
Never saw it.
Never saw it. You seen it, Sean?
That's a Tim Burton film, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I've
And
never.
it's corny.
It's corny as fuck, dude. Its whole premise is to be the most corniest, the most awful, cheesy movie it can't be.
But you like it.
I
You
love it.
genuinely like
I love it, dude. I could watch it like
you?
If I'm gonna go for like straight corny movie, Napoleon Dynamite.
oh fuck, good, dude. Fuck yeah.
I like it, but I can't. I meant like one that you can like watch over and over again, and you know it's corny, but you still enjoy it.
Yeah, that's.
I like watching Napoleon Dynamite, but I couldn't watch it like over and over. I feel like if I were to watch it over and
Oh,
over again,
you know
like
what?
my IQ would drop.
Well,
you know what I'm
all
saying?
right, you've
More.
seen. I'm assuming you've seen Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre, right?
Yeah.
Okay, the same couple wrote directed those. There's another one called Gentleman Bronco.
Oh,
with,
I've seen that one with what's his name from
Sam. Fuck, what's his name?
Jermaine.
Oh, yeah.
whatever, from
Yes.
he's the professor or he plays the antagonist in that movie.
Yeah, from Flight of the Conchords.
Yeah, Flight of the Conchords, dude. That's a good movie too, man.
Dude, he is so fucking like you want to punch him in the face, but it's one of those where every time one of his scenes ends, you go, "God damn, that motherfucker can act."
What was that movie called again?
Dude, he was in
So I could show Freddy what we're talking about.
Gentleman Bronco.
Gentleman Bronco.
Have y'all watched that show Legion?
Yeah,
No.
I watched a couple episodes.
He was in the first, I think, season and a half of that one and did a great fucking job as well, man. By the way, if anybody is interested in film and just like surreal abstract imagery, the first half of season
What
2
the
of
fuck,
Legion
bro.
is such a fucking like trip.
Yeah, it is, dude. I think that's the best season, dude. The first season.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I'll give you that, man. The first season is a lot more cohesive. The third one's playing right now, but the second season of it, it's harder to follow story wise.
That's
but
why
just the way. That's what I'm saying. Like the surreal, like just very like the symbolism and the way they're using the camera and the way they're doing the storytelling and the narration. It's confusing in a way that doesn't annoy you. You're not like, why doesn't this make sense? To me, at least, it was just like, all right, I want to know what the fuck they're doing here.
Oh, the second season, I guess. I mean, it was hard to follow for me, so I just like stopped fucking with it.
Well, they kept jumping like place and time a little bit when they were doing that shit.
But I thought the first one when I watched it in its entirety, I was like, dude, this is gonna be the series that I
okay with. This right here, man. One of the reasons I love this is because they do like the kid's original version of the story where it's just like this gruff superhero, like, you know, I am the hero, and then this dude gets a hold of it and just does this
trash, right?
And Sam Rockwell, fuck, Sam Rockwell can act his ass off, man.
Oh yeah, dude.
Dude, even you go back to the original Ninja Turtles when he was playing the scumbag in the hideout and he's like, you want regular or menthol? And it's just like, perfect, Sam. Perfect. But that right there, that's supposed to be the same character. And he camps the fuck out of it, man. Like it just, God damn. But yeah, stupid, silly movie that I've watched multiple fucking times, man.
Such a good movie too.
Yeah.
Like everyone on that cast is like such a good actor.
And it even has something like there's like some story in there for like if you are the creative type that are trying to put like your vision of what you want together, man. Like,
oh yeah, dude.
I forgot he shot her in the tit with that thing.
Yeah. Even the mom and dad, dude, in that character, like they don't come out as much as the other characters.
By the way, I don't know if you can tell, but that the chick playing his mom, that's the MILF from American Pie.
Yeah, dude, that's Stifler's mom.
That's crazy.
That's what I was gonna say, dude. Even though like those characters are good actors, bro, Stifler's mom, when she came out in American Pie, bro, she's spot on with like becoming the MILF, dude. Because when you see her in other stuff, she's not fucking a MILF, dude. She's not, dude. She's not like this hot girl that you want to fuck.
Yeah.
She's
My one of my favorite corny movies was The Wash.
The Wash?
Yeah. That shit was it's corny as fuck, dude, but it's entertaining. It's really fucking entertaining. Did they have previews for it?
This looks like Kid and Play.
I think it was better.
You think House Party looked like House Party 2.
Yeah, dude.
You ever seen the original?
Look for the preview though. What, of The Wash?
Car Wash.
Yeah, with Richard Pryor, right?
I think Pryor was in that one.
Yeah, he was. That was one of Richard Pryor's main roles.
So it's a sequel or is it a remake? Of
No,
the Car
I
Wash
believe
movie?
it. I don't even think it's a remake, bro. It's just very similar.
Was it like a remake where they took extra liberties with the storyline?
Yeah.
Okay. Whoa, bro! Hey, man, I'll watch this tonight, bro.
Dude, like I said, it's corny as fuck, and the premise is very stupid, simple. Yeah. But it's think about Friday, but instead of like sitting on a porch, it's fucking at a car wash. Well, not fucking at a car wash, but it's at a car wash.
What was the one with Snoop Dogg where it was the airplane?
Soul Plane.
Soul Plane. One of those I always meant to watch. I was just like, that looks like it'd be fun. Just never got around to it, man.
Yeah, that's another corny one.
Oh shit! I forgot to let you guys know we're at the 2-hour mark. My bad.
That was one of Kevin Hart's first leading roles, man.
Right on.
And it's all right, but it's one of those corny movies. It's corny too.
Damn, dude.
But yeah, dude, watch that. I think you would like it. But look, honestly, you gotta watch it. If you watch that movie high, it's that much funnier.
Dude, the little clip right there with the fucking gun and the money on the table, that totally reminded me of a movie I have not seen in years. Watched it multiple times.
Shaquille O'Neal is a badass in this movie?
Yeah. Well, he only comes out for like 30 seconds.
Oh, okay.
And I'm trying to remember, Freddy, I'm almost positive you've seen this movie. Players Club.
Oh, fuck yeah, bro. Dude. Fuck yeah.
That was one of those.
Big Boy comes out in that movie.
Yeah, dude.
That was one of those.
And he got mad because they never called him back.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like just a stupid little titty flick, and
Nah, man.
damn, that movie was good.
Yeah, it
dude.
was a
I
good
thought
movie.
so too, man. I thought it was gonna be a movie. Like younger Leo was like, "Hey, man, this is gonna be a movie that I'm gonna jerk off to. Just put it away." But no, dude. No.
Half an hour later, you still got your dick in your hand, but it's soft, and you're actually wrapped with attention. Like,
Fuck.
how is she gonna get out of this situation?
Fuck, girl. Yeah, man. I don't know, dude. There's a lot of movies that I guess there's a lot of movies that were made by black.
That
film
guy right
directors,
there,
black-
that guy real quick, because they reminded the guy in the white on top,
yeah.
the white shirt.
Yeah.
That guy, of course, he came out in Boys in the Hood. He got casted for that movie.
Yeah, he did.
And then he was a real legit gang member. He was a blood gang member in L.A.
Yeah.
Right, and he plays a gang member in the movie. So, real quick thing, like he was 27 or 25, I think, when the movie was filmed. 2 years later, he was already a successful actor or whatever. He was convicted on a double murder. He killed his girlfriend and the guy that she was cheating with, I think. And they put him in jail. And they gave him a life sentence. So when they gave him the life sentence, the guy that was his cellmate, when he was asleep, I think, killed him. And then he took his body and like created a, what do you call it?
Like a barricade or what?
No, what is it called? A pentagram.
Oh shit.
And he did it like a satanic ritual on his body.
Gangster, dude.
That's a long way to go for a story. Damn.
Yeah, man, that shit was crazy.
I'm
And
sorry.
he was only 27, dude.
Dude, Precious was one of those movies I just went,
I've
nope.
never seen this
I-
movie.
Yeah, like I
Never seen this.
get
movie.
it. I kind of know where you're going with this.
I know.
have
I know.
no
the,
interest in fucking
yeah.
seeing that.
Bro, what, dude? You guys are missing out.
No,
bro.
I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm just like Sean said, it was one of those. I was like,
Yeah.
because I feel that if I watch it,
Yeah.
it's
You're
gonna
cry?
piss me
You're
off.
gonna
No,
cry?
it's gonna piss me off. It's like when I watched.
How is it gonna piss you off?
No,
Because
no.
of what happens to the girl?
No, well, hold on. Let me explain. Like, no offense, Sean, before I continue with the story. But I feel that it's like when I watched 42.
Are you offended?
42 pissed me off so much dude. When I walked out of the theater.
Which one was 42?
42, the Jackie Robinson
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I walked out of the theater, bro, and I would see a white person and I would want to whoop their ass. That's how much it pissed me off.
That means
So-
it was a good movie, bro.
No, it's a damn good movie, dude. But
I mean, hey, dude, I don't condone any white person getting beat up for the sake of a movie or outside, because of the way a movie made people feel. But if you felt something like that strong,
yeah, dude, it
I don't
really
know,
did
dude. Yeah,
fucking
man.
piss me off.
dude, I'm
That's always
precious.
been my argument for Braveheart, man, where it's like that movie had no historical accuracy, was completely a weird little masochistic romp in the mind of Mel Gibson, but it actually like reinvigorated the Scottish independent movement where they were like, yeah, fuck the English.
Yeah, dude.
It was like, y'all-
he directed that movie too,
Like,
right?
y'all been
Yeah.
cool for like 300 years. This motherfucker made a movie about some jackass in a kilt with face paint on
Yeah.
and did it so well.
Hey, he did the same thing with the Jews, bro. He put out Passion of the Christ, and every Christian started remembering what the Jews did. What the Jews did, man.
See, that's another one where I was like, I know exactly what it's about. I know how the story plays out. No interest in watching this.
I read the book. I'm good.
I have no interest in watching another one of Mel Gibson's pretend snuff films.
Bro, Apocalypto, you never saw that one?
I
Yeah, it's a
did.
good
Yeah,
fucking
that's a-
movie.
Now that's
I
one
liked
where
it.
like that ending, dude, where they fucking get to the coast and you see the boats and you're like, fuck.
Oh, dude, dude, I love. Oh, what's his name? What was that other movie? Heartbreak Ridge or something like that. He did
That's the one about the
war.
conscientious objector. With
yeah,
Garfield. He didn't. Yeah, and that's based more or less on a true story, but
yeah.
again,
I think on True Situations. I think there was a lot of people.
well,
on
no,
his-
that was a real dude. Like
for
he went
real?
in. I don't remember if he got the Medal of Honor, but he definitely got a shitload of fucking commendations because he was running. I think he got shot a couple times too. Like no gun, just running out in the field, snatching fucking injured motherfuckers and dragging them back, man.
Oh shit, dude.
Dude, you know who they need to make a fucking movie about is Dan Inoue. Fuck, I'm fucking that up. He's a senator from Hawaii, man. Only had one arm because he got it blown off in World War II. That motherfucker's a badass. That whole fucking squad that he was leading of
This guy right here, huh?
yeah. He led a whole squad in World War II where they basically got, I think it's Nisei soldiers, like second generation Japanese. Like they basically went to the internment camps and they were like, look, some of y'all want to serve in the war. We'll fucking, figure this shit out. And these motherfuckers were like, fuck yeah, we'll go fuck up some Japs right now. And they were like, nah, we're sending you to Europe. And he's like, okay, we'll do that too.
Yeah, dude.
Either way, we'll kill some motherfuckers.
I love I love movies like Fury, like stuff like that, dude, where you don't know, you're rooting for the people to live, right? And then all of a sudden, motherfuckers just...
That's how I felt with Schindler's List, bro.
Another good movie, bro.
And then I was like, what the fuck, dude?
Have you ever seen The Pianist?
The what?
Not The Pianist.
Oh.
The Pianist.
You ever seen The Penis?
You ever seen The Pianist, boy? No, The Pianist.
No,
with Adrian Brody?
No.
Dude, I still contend, what's his name? Fucking the guy that directed that one, who also raped the 13-year-old in the hot tub.
Who was
I
that, dude?
definitely don't want to watch
Fuck,
that.
what's his name? Well, here's the thing, man. If you've never seen the movie Chinatown, and you are a genuine fan of just film, the nature and medium of film, I do recommend watching Chinatown, and that should be held up. As
Roman Polanski. Yeah, dude, he's still wanted in the States.
Oh yeah, he deserves whatever fucking comes to him in life.
But he's a fucking icon, bro. Film icon, bro.
Damn, he can make a motherfucking
Fuck
movie,
yeah,
man.
dude. Fuck yeah.
Dude, seriously, that end of neither of you have seen Chinatown?
No.
Dude, the ending of that movie is there's no cool, no chill. And the end of that, you're just like, oh fuck, this all went wrong.
Chinatown.
Great movie, man. Fucking what's his name? Jack Nicholson, fucking doing the noir detective bit.
Shit, dude.
And I'm telling you, man, fucking phenomenal movie. And this was the movie that they made, and then we're having the party at Jack Nicholson's house, and Polanski drugged the girl and anally raped her in a hot tub. I don't think we can repeat that often enough. Roman Polanski raped a girl in a hot tub. Fuck that guy.
And then he came on in Rush Hour. He came on in
Who
Rush Hour
was
3.
that?
Roman Polanski. He was the guy that was the NSA detective guy that whenever Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan.
No,
That
that's
was him. That was him, bro.
So how did he make that movie?
Because they filmed it in Europe where he's not being that he doesn't have a warrant for his arrest.
And none of the cast knew that?
No, they all knew about it, bro. Everybody knows about it.
Everybody knows about it.
Yeah. But he's that much of an icon, bro. He's that much of like an icon with film that they're willing to
fuck
look over
you,
that shit
bro.
to give him like a space in film history, you know?
Trying to remember where that quote's from. It's like, yeah, you raped a 13-year-old. But did you see fucking...
His wife was actually one of the, one of the victims for the Manson family.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sharon Tate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was
That's
part
crazy.
of the defense there. It was like, well, he was distraught and on a drug binge because of this, that, and he was like, he still managed to finish his movie. So
Yeah.
back up on that shit. I'm really curious to see what Tarantino does with that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I know, man. I know, dude.
That trailer, like that the first half of it, you're going, this is supposed to be about Manson, isn't it? And then like
boom.
it's like, hey, I know these people, and you're like, oh shit, don't get out the van, dog. Don't get out the van.
No. He's nice. I know. He smiles a lot, but don't go with him.
No, dude, that shot of the fucking the family with the little hippie chick standing around with that fucking creepy ass smile on their face. Dude. All right, we do need to start wrapping up here. Anything y'all want to get out there before we finish up?
Yeah, dude. Everybody go watch Precious. Go watch
Oh,
Precious.
fuck Precious.
Go watch Precious.
You might as well throw Kids and Requiem for a Dream in there while you're at it. Just
Hey, bro.
depress the fuck out of yourself.
Hey, just have yourself a nice.
While you're
depressing
at
weekend.
it, go watch Anal Sluts 4 as well.
No, that
Now,
one's
why 4? I thought 2 was a much better, they brought the story together. The characters had depth to them.
I love the story with no dialogue.
not.
That's what I'm saying. The ability to convey the narrative without the need for verbal. capitalization.
Word.
Like you could just see that asshole wink, and you were like, "She's nervous."
Pretty much.
Nah.
We tried, people. We tried. Freddie, tell them where you at, brother.
You can find me across the board on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. At Freddy G.
You can find me at hatfieldstandup@gmail.com, as well as on Facebook and Twitter. You can find the audio version of this podcast at shoutengine.com/bouncing brains, as well as on the Stitcher and Google Music Play app. New episodes premiering every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. There's a caveat to that, but we'll deal with that shit later. Anyway, new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on rgvtitanradio.com. They got a player in the browser. Go ahead and check that out. You can get in touch with us at bouncingbrainspodcast@gmail.com, as well as Bouncing Brains Podcast on Facebook. We got a group there. You can talk with each other. You can find us at Bouncing Brains on Twitter. And we also have an Instagram. I believe that one's straight Bouncing Brains, right?
Yep.
Reach out. Let us know what you feel. Or talk mad shit. I didn't bring that up, but had somebody insulting Freddy's choice of t-shirts in the YouTube comments. That wasn't cool.
Shout out to our faithful troll out there. You know who you are, Mr. Tejerina?
Made it sound like a teacher and shit.
Nah, he's not a teacher, bro. He's a big fucking clown. But hey, bro, you send me some funny ass memes.
Really? That's redemption? Memes? Is that where we're at? 2019, dog?
Pretty much.
Seriously? All right, people. That was it. Thank you for coming. Y'all been beautiful.
Keep it tight.